How many exclusives do you typically pick up per issue? Because I mean, like they've been doing badass covers for every issue.
Yeah, it depends on what excites me. Sometimes I lose track.
So basically, if there's like a slab of meat or a brisket on the cover, you're getting it.
And I'm hungry at that moment, I'll take some, and then like turn around the corner and there's another one, and then I haven't the first one hasn't registered yet that I'm full, and I go, ooh, that looks pretty. Let me get some more.
It's crazy. I always say you're never supposed to go grocery shopping while you're hungry. You're never supposed to go comic shopping while you're hungry.
And I'm always hungry. Yeah,
always hungry. That's good.
Sometimes I put things in my cart, and then like if I've come to my senses beforehand, and I'm able to delete them before I complete the transaction, and then sometimes I don't.
You ever like the old classic like hey, DVH is here. It's perfect timing that he's here because we're literally starting the show talking Transformers.
Oh, tremendous!
I don't know if you heard that. Did you come into that with that knowledge?
I didn't hear a thing. No.
And all the fabulous covers that have been coming out.
Yeah, we're starting to go with the covers for a second there, but yesterday was a big day, huge day for us Transformers movie fans specifically. No secret at all that the Transformers G.I. Joe crossover film is what comes next. And I'm reluctant to call it a crossover film. We don't have an established G.I. Joe movie franchise right now. We have previous ones that have existed. Then I saw that. Yeah, that's amazing. The next one that comes out will be establishing the G.I. Joe in the Transformers universe where it stands, which is only 2 films into its reestablishment. Needless to say, there are some things that I personally get excited about with these movies, and Dr. Von Hoot's on the opposite end of that scale. There's a certain director out there that I favor highly and have pretty much my entire life now. But yesterday it was officially announced that Michael Bay will be, in fact, producing this film, which I think is great for everybody involved.
Producing is fine. I'm fine with that.
There we go. Because old buddy's got deep pockets and he has a great eye for picking talent. You know, nobody can complain about Shia LaBeouf being a fantastic character and actor in the films, or the female leads that he discovered, Megan Fox. Yeah, he's great at pulling talent. Even his films outside of Transformers, he is amazing on the producer level, just absolutely amazing. But yesterday, something that got me just through the roof excited was the hopeful that Chris Hemsworth may be getting pulled to be brought into the franchise.
Who would you have him play?
Obviously, Duke or Hawk. Obviously,
Duke was my first thought.
Same here in that order. Duke or Hawk. Duke, if we want to just like, are we going to golden pony boy this character and just like Duke be our? We have to have a staple. Yeah, that's why the first few Transformers films were more successful, because they had like Shia LaBeouf. Everyone knew who we were coming for. Yeah. And then Mark Wahlberg had a few runs in there too, that those films performed great as well. But so far with Bumblebee and Rise of the Beast, we don't have a reoccurring yet. You know, there was a time jump between those. I love Noah's character played by the actor from Hamilton. I'm cool with him coming back. I think he has to come back. He has to be our Transformer recurring. And then, but we have to establish Joe's now. And obviously, Hemsworth is like 6'4", built like a brick shithouse. So obviously, he's a Joe, right?
He should be, for sure. It's really interesting how they handle that movie, because the trouble with the other G.I. Joe films I found was, I mean, they are a little bit light on character development, and you've got so many characters you could wedge in there, and that's hard. So tough juggling act, especially when you've got all the Transformers as well. So maybe if it were me, I might take a page out of sort of the Skybound run at the moment and maybe concentrate on the G.I. Joes for this movie and have the Transformers in the background. But then you got the problem of everybody complaining. Like, so.
Well, you know what? The second thing is like, what if he's not a Joe? Because he's already, Chris Hemsworth is Optimus Prime now.
He's Prime,
Peter Cullen, like, I think it's unfair for fans to expect or demand Peter Cullen be Optimus Prime till the day he dies. I mean, I think this guy deserves to be able to just enjoy his years. If he doesn't want to have to clock in and work, he still.
I mean,
should.
if he doesn't want to do it, fine. But my understanding that isn't the case. It's that they don't want to pay him. So it's yeah.
Well, we have Chris Hemsworth playing Orion Pax or Optimus Prime before he's the one we know and love in the upcoming Transformers 1. So there's a huge chance that Chris Hemsworth is just reprising his role as Optimus. And if they're doing that,
cool.
but how confident would you have to be? Like, this is the first time we're getting not Peter Cullen in a Transformers movie, and now you're already signing this guy back up before you get the fan reaction to it, before you get to see how the fans take to it or not. What if they all revolt?
I watched the trailer the other day when I saw Fall Guy just a couple of days ago in the cinema, and like, he does sound like Prime to me. So he doesn't sound like Peter Cullen's Prime, but he does Prime well. So like, it works. I was quite impressed.
I hope that they don't waste someone with the visual presence as Hemsworth, like this classic. He looks like a G.I. Joe. If you never ever like associated him with Transformers or G.I. Joe, you still look at him like, that guy could be a G.I. Joe. So I hope even if they voice him Prime, you find a role for this guy as a Joe. Like, pay him for both. Double him up.
Yeah.
You'll never know. It's like, oh, there's Chris Hemsworth's voice while he's talking to himself. I mean, it's two different. It's a voice he does, you know?
It's an easier day at the office for him, though, isn't it? If he doesn't want to be G.I. Joe.
He's 40, Rob.
Oh, okay, he's still got some time on him.
He's got a lot of time. Unless something happens.
Well, I was just thinking from a action standpoint, because sometimes if you're building a franchise and you're gonna have somebody cast in those franchise roles, you like to have them, if they're not doing the voice work, if they're going to be live action stuff, you want to be cognizant of the fact, okay, how long is it going to take? Are we going to do this? Is this going to be over a 4-year project, over an 8-year project, over a 10-year plus, and keep that in mind to some degree, that some people, not necessarily Hemsworth's that guy, there are some folks that you go, if you cast them, you go, yeah, no, you know what, in 5 years, that's probably not the guy for that role anymore. Yeah. And then we're stuck.
Where he's at right now is where Josh Duhamel was when he was finishing his run. Who was the like cookie cutter white guy, military guy from the live action franchise previously, who was in every movie doing stunts and stuff.
I always think about
he finished at 40, where Hemsworth is coming in at 40.
On this subject. Taken always springs to mind, because Liam Neeson was great in Taken. The trouble was, after that, you put a few more years on the clock, and he can barely run, let alone have a fight. Like, it's very difficult.
I think this is the way you write your character. Also, it isn't just like all right, look at the Equalizer. Denzel leans into the fact that he's older, so the way he is approaching scenarios is like his character Frank is approaching it more than just
smarter.
Less Tyler Rake, more John McClane. You know, like let's think about this before I go in. And John McClane's a great example. That franchise, like, my God,
Bruce Willis in general, man.
Amazing.
You know what?
I know people talk about it as much, but bar none, I think the best Die Hard movie they did was number 4, Live Free or Die Hard, when they brought it back after a chunk of years. And Timothy Olyphant was the bad guy. Justin Long was in there. Kevin Smith made an appearance, but they took the level of stunts and stuff. We know where the guy was doing the fire cell virus and shutting down the country, but he's like, did you just throw a car at that helicopter? Yeah, I did. Come on. Like, just the level of stunts and just
that movie really lands for some people. Like,
it does, man. Like, everything really about it, like, was him just, oh no, I'm in this scenario. It's almost like he just closes his eyes, grips the steering wheel, and punches the pedal to get through every situation in that movie. And he comes out of it scarred, bruised, and bloody, and it just builds up the entire film.
Let's real quick say hello, Space Case Cards.
What is going on, Space Case? Canadian survivors
dropping in.
Yep.
Would make great Duke. We did that yet. The king of all nerds, Taylor
Winter. What was that last one? Would make a what, dude?
Would make a great Duke.
Duke.
Okay, Hemsworth. Yeah, he was agreeing with you on. Yeah. Keep that man away from the camera. Which
Hemsworth or Colin?
or me?
Definitely not talking about DVH. That
Jean
man woke
Blow?
up camera ready. Good morning, John.
See, Marcus joined up and said, "Hey,
Hey,
what up?"
Dude, I don't think I put this out.
Straight up, what up? Indeed. The Izzyverse, of course, says, "Hey, I've been here for 14 months."
Hey, well, congratulations, and most importantly, thank you.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to Nobody 2. I don't even think I've seen Nobody 1.
Is that happening? Because
What?
I really like that movie. It's great, but
Which one?
Nobody.
What the hell is Nobody?
The dude, Odenkirk, the guy from
I know
Breaking
Bob
Bad,
Odenkirk is.
and it's him, sort of as a reluctant going back to being a spy sort of movie. Well, it's an action movie. He just beats the crap out of people, but yeah, it's well worth a watch if you haven't seen it. The action's
It's on Amazon Prime for free, so
yeah, it's really good.
2021 action.
I feel like that's the cover where you see just like his face and fists hitting him. Like,
yeah. A docile family man slowly reveals his true character after his house gets burgled by two petty thieves. Almost sounds like a.
they didn't kill his dog, did they?
No, it does feel a little bit sort of like John Wick was an influence on it, but it's sort of slower to get going than John Wick. But yeah, I recommend everybody checks it out. There's a scene on a bus which is just top notch.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. We'll check it out.
If you like action, it's an action.
Do I like action? Ask my wife. Wait, sorry. I feel like you're missing something, Mark.
Well, it's not hair, is it, Rob?
No. TVH again. Let's remind Mark what see Mark.
I'm not missing nothing. This is my old trusty. It's bigger than the ones that we would get, or the ones we do get off the website.
It's all right. I was almost out of coffee, but I can take care of that. I got technology. Just like a man going to work, I fill myself a thermos full of coffee to sit right down here with y'all.
Which I'm glad it's not, Marcus, because in all reality, this is me at a full beard right now. Like, I haven't shaved this morning or the last few days, and this is literally as full as it'll get. It'll do this in like a couple of days and just stop. So these guys over here, with these facial features, I can't do it.
It's just mine grows from about here down.
My facial hair loses directions about 3 days into a beard, and it starts traveling north and just pops up here.
Yeah,
I always find the goatee comes in quite full, but still sort of patchy everywhere else for me. It's weird.
Oh, if I let it come in, it's phenomenal, but it's a pain in the ass and a lot of effort. The problem
you've got a specific look now. You can't change that.
Yeah,
it's not right.
And the problem is then my dome just don't grow it. Because every once in a while, over the years I've experimented with trying it to see if it'll come back. Because I really enjoyed having a flat top for so many years. I grew up with a flat top, and I miss my flat top. But yeah, there's not a top to get flat.
Yeah, I think you're out of luck there.
Yeah, very, very much the Jean-Luc or I could pull off the Bruce Willis or maybe the late years Sean Connery. Yeah, all of them, I can pull that hairstyle off. But
I keep threatening the Badger that I'm going to do a full Hogan because, like, I'm pretty patchy here, but the sides grow pretty hard.
Right, it starts just wearing bandanas everywhere.
Yeah, just Hogan the hell out of it. Right.
Long back and sides, and then just put a bandana on everywhere you go.
Yep.
You need to get one. You get a bandana that's made to say Mao's rule. And Maulemania.
Yeah, why not? Metal Mania.
Start having those done in t-shirts so you can start ripping off.
Yeah, why not?
I still need.
These are all very good ideas.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I'm still stuck on. I really want now some community artists to step up. I want the Dr. Von Hoot in the Hulk position with Badger coming at you as the Wolverine position.
That'd be
Hulk
amazing.
181 cover. I think that's just like amazing. And then you can even have Mrs. Von Hoot as Wendigo.
Yeah.
Jeez, it's like killing me.
It would even be feasible if someone bought one of the Hulk 181 reprints, because you get those fairly cheap, and then just remark on top of it to create it, so you have the cover with them on it.
Yeah.
Right, and you can change that H to the B, so you can have the Incredible Bulk, and it's all there.
Character. Yeah, that's a character in the Inferior Five.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean,
Yeah.
The right. I don't want to say the right artist. The right artist with the right pins could easily do that. That's kind of like who is it? Like Clayton Crane that in like the last 5 years made that really popular. Just not just remarking, but like redoing a cover, like an existing cover, and just like putting like symbiote features over it or whatever.
Ken Salinas does it really well. I know Rob's has a few of his in the IRF Authentics boxes. They've he blends them in so well that you can't see them at first, which is quite crazy, really.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Well,
what is
a man,
a
myth, and a legend, not necessarily the.
I see you're wearing your your T-shirt in support of those with broken legs today.
Oh yes.
I saw that move. That was the minute I saw him jump, I was like, "Oh, he broke it." But
yeah, I saw where, and I went back and looked at it a few times after I saw it. But there was a wire at the top of the cage. It looked like his foot wasn't placed right. One like caught it right as he was jumping, and it kind of altered his there in the moment.
There was a little bit of hesitation too. When I saw it, it was like he kind of like just went and then kind of just sank. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not even like it was the finish of the match as well. So like he had to work the rest of that match with a broken leg.
Well, at least it's just a fracture, because if he would have broke his leg proper, there ain't no working.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are.
Not your tibia.
Yeah, I mean Eddie Kingston did the same thing. Broke his leg.
He didn't do a vicious
whole angle.
Yeah, well, no, but you can break your fibia and you could keep going because it's not. If I'm remembering the two right, one of them's weight bearing and the other one's not.
Yeah. So, but the match in itself was good. I love the Gangrel piece.
Yeah, that was
great. Kind of sad that Christian couldn't be involved in that match.
That's my only criticism. Maybe if you held it off for like a year or so, then you could have had all three of them do it. Mm-hmm. I mean, they still can do that, but it will be less special.
Especially since you're going to have, at some point they're going to have to pay there's potentially having to pay the fines because you use the term the Brood.
No, they don't. They don't. He owns the rights.
He does? Because I was reading something that was like argued about who owns it.
No,
Ed might think he owns the rights, but he might be wrong.
I saw that one of the channels was talking about how he purchased the rights.
I mean,
because keep in mind they haven't touched it in years, so
it's a funny one because like Gangrel also is a weird trademark because that's originally from a comic book and WWF had to pay the rights for Gangrel. So who has those rights now? Like, because I suppose they're not merchandising Gangrel, so it's not that big a deal to just say it's Gangrel. But
even then was weird,
now, right? That's all he does is he works at a training facility.
He wrestles. He still wrestles.
He pops up.
Yeah, he does. He does the occasional appearances here or there.
Is a trainer, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not signed anywhere or anything or doing anything big time. Mm-hmm. He'll just do indies every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Rob. Y'all might know him as this analyst in Romania or this YouTuber, but his number one gig is he's a Pokemon trainer.
If you're talking about Jay instead of Jack Garrick, then
He's like, I'm just gonna push on
it's
through.
a science experiment with heavy water and an accident.
Oh,
It was a good week for wrestling. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know how good it could be necessarily because I have watched the Wednesday All Elite show 3 times and have yet to see the entire show yet because I keep falling asleep.
Well, I was thinking more on the lines of all around because you had King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring. You had
It was a good weekend last weekend.
Well, but this week too because you had NXT that had this girl showed up too.
Well, and
Jordan Grace
and Ethan Page. And,
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but I mean, I don't watch NXT. I'm sorry.
I don't watch it
didn't
either.
watch it either.
I
am a little bit tempted. I used to love NXT back in the day, but
Right.
I haven't watched it in years.
Yeah, after they did the rebrand, it was really kind of tough.
Yeah.
And it was, and now
It's so hokey.
there's always so many hours I can do. I mean, look, you guys want me to watch your YouTube, right? Well, I can't. And I got 5 hours of WWE and another 5. You know, even, I don't watch the Collision at all.
Same.
And maybe I watch Rampage. So I'm watching 2.5. Well, really, I'm watching 5 hours of All Elite because I fall asleep during it and always have to watch it at least a second time because it fucking puts me to sleep every time. And then I got to watch either Rivals or WWE's doing a good job with
the
those
documentaries.
shows. Yeah, they're doing a good job with those.
Oh,
They always have.
WCW. The WCW series is coming. That's gonna be great.
And then last night, and then Dark Side of the Ring, even though it's last night I was watching one of the episodes of Dark Side of the Ring again, and it was like, all right, but there's a lot of hours of that to watch, let alone.
I was really into Dark Side of the Ring, but I haven't been able to get into it for the last 2 seasons.
Well, I think
It gets rough though after a while.
I think that this last season, I think, has been probably one of the better seasons.
Okay. I'll have a look.
Although there were a couple times where I was like, I think there was at least one episode where I was watching because like, what's so dark side about this ring? And then like that same week was a week where WWE did like one of their biography ones or something, and it was like, oh, is this Dark Side of the Ring? Because this is pretty fucking dark.
Is Jericho still the? Is Jericho?
Yeah,
he's still the voice.
He's still narrating it. Yeah. In fact, last night I was just watching the extended cut of the steroid trial episode.
Right.
That should be that's a long one by itself.
Well, it wasn't a lot of extra footage, but answer is no. I don't know the origin of all 3 clay faces. Sorry, I should.
He was an actor.
No, all three of them.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You just watch the Batman animated series. That's the only one that matters.
Or all the Captain Americas when Steve was frozen. They're all, as I understood,
exactly.
As I understood, all the various Captain Americas were just other folks who were experimenting with trying to replace him with different super soldier serums, trying to have it.
Pretenders.
Yeah. But it's hard to keep track of answers.
I'll just go right into YouTube and watch the clips. If something big happens, I usually DVR it and I'll go to that scene.
For wrestling?
For the wrestling. For most wrestling.
You know, I don't know. It is. And I mean, I'll admit that AEW, I have a tendency to even when I am awake, I still have a tendency to watch a fair amount of it in high speed, move through it because it's like, okay. I mean, even they're all the wrestling is like, look, they're all spots, right? It's like each wrestler has his spots, and they go, okay, these are my spots that I do in a match. These are my spots I do in a match. Let's shuffle the deck and we'll put some spots in here. Look, and that's how every match is for the most part, and that's fine. Yeah. But some of the spots and some of the folks in AEW just don't interest me. Like, I'm sorry. Little CEO does not excite me at all. She can't speak worth a damn.
They botched her so bad.
Yeah,
they botched her bad.
And I don't even care for her what I've seen so far from her wrestling.
I mean, I've always been a fan of her in ring, so like she's got me there. But the promos and the characters.
Who is this?
Monet.
Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Formerly FKA Sasha Banks. Yeah, I don't know. This week's episode, I was like, what I saw of the match, I was like, oh my god,
they gave her the keys to the city, and she did nothing with it.
Well, it doesn't help any that you had to pipe in the CEO chance.
Mm-hmm.
And then
She should have never gotten into that match with Willow, even though I understood there was a story behind it. That could have waited. That could have waited.
That was awesome. Like, because it made Willow as a star. Like,
it made Willow a star, which is great for Willow, but it wasn't good for her because you knew she was going to lose. You knew Willow was going to lose on her first match back.
True.
Right. That's true. And because you knew Monet wasn't going to lose her debut match.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this: who the hell's a face in the fucking female division right now? Now that you had Statlander become a heel, it's like everybody's just working as a heel.
Tony's becoming that tweener.
I mean, Tony's definitely a face in my opinion. Like, but she can flip between the two of them quite.
Well, that's
easily,
what I said. She's a tweener. Like, she's a tweener now.
Yeah, but I think she's actually a heel, actually a face now, because they're not going to put her against anybody but heels because everybody is a heel, as Rob says. I also think you're going to have Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter back really soon, and I presume they'll be faces. Like, that's the only logical thing because they are turning everybody heel. Like,
I mean, granted, I think Sky Blue is way better as a heel than
she is.
She was boring as all hell as a face, and same thing with Julia Hart. She's been far more interesting since they put her with the Black. But she's out obviously for a little bit, but I don't know. It's just like when I saw them make Statlander go heel. Really? Why?
And Statlander's a good baby face, though.
Yeah, it's like
someone you could cheer for.
I'm not buying her as a heel thus far. It's like, I'm just tired of saving everybody. Well, okay, great. Oh, so you're doing the Drew McIntyre gimmick right now? Okay, got it. Why next you're gonna start blaming everybody for your losses? Got it. Cool.
Now the turn I do like. I like Trent's turn.
Sure.
Because he was planning to do that for a while though.
Nobody cared about Trent.
I mean, maybe that now that they've paired him with Don Callis, there'll be a little bit more interest in him, but it's just he doesn't have star power.
So no, he doesn't. He's not going to drive a program long term.
Yeah,
but you got to do something now that he's not going to. He obviously with the other guy out potentially forever. You had to do something with him.
Chuck.
Chuck, yeah. With him gone, so
what happened to Chuck?
He's got a bad ankle injury.
He has a neck injury too.
Yeah,
he has a couple of things going on. So the word is that he's gone for good.
Potentially, like some of these other wrestlers have been gone for good. You know, maybe in 8 years they'll suddenly come back, but he's not a big name, so who cares?
But he'll probably end up being a producer or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what happens to those guys.
Yeah, and I'm glad. Hopefully now Christopher Daniels in an on-screen role is
Christopher Daniels, Adam Pearce.
Hey, you know what? I'm fine with that because I'm tired of seeing. Every time I see him or Matt Sydal come out to wrestle, okay, great. Here come the jobbers. I mean, it's like,
I don't want to see them
Daniels.
Do either.
You know what's sad? Christopher Daniels was so good at his time. You know what I mean? It's like he was meant to. He was believe it or not, he was meant to be the leader. It wouldn't have worked, but he was meant to be the leader of the Ministry. Remember McMahon being the leader? It was originally supposed to have been Christopher Daniels.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that, but
which would have been awful. Wouldn't have worked.
No. I don't know. It's all
I've always had a few issues with Christopher Daniels in so much as like I liked his gimmick, but he didn't ever wrestle his gimmick. Like
Yes.
the Undertaker wrestles like a big dead guy sort of.
He's supposed to be like a fallen angel or something like
Whereas he just wrestles like any other indie guy, and
Well-
occasionally does like some weird things with his fingers. Like it's it was
Doing
annoying.
weird things with your fingers landing.
That's why he fits so well in TNA.
He was at his best when he was in that tag team with Frankie in TNA.
Oh,
Well, I
SoCal?
can't remember what they were called.
SoCal.
No, it was before that. They had a different
SCU?
name.
It wasn't SCU?
No, it was a different name. Bad Influence, maybe? I don't know.
Oh.
When they always used to walk around with the like martini glasses and stuff like that. They were really entertaining at that point, which for Christopher Daniels is a pretty big achievement. So
One of Vogue's.
I don't know. But there's not a. I try to think. Like, I don't care about the EVP story.
It's a NWO light story.
yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. Like I've got no.
I'm just bored with it, and it's probably because they've been doing it for a while.
I want them to go harder into it though. Like I want them to completely redo the intros to all the shows with just the EVPs in it and stuff like that.
They've been
Just
doing a little bit of that though.
Knock it over the head.
What's your thoughts on Okada so far? How he's been being?
I think he's been all right, but the problem is, like Okada is Okada, so
Yeah.
he doesn't work in a traditional American style wrestling in so much as
He needs to wrestle more.
Yeah,
Like, actually wrestle.
good. He's good at wrestling, so that's the thing. But he needs long matches too. Like he's not like you can put Will Ospreay in a 3-minute match and he'll blow you away. But Okada, he needs like that 40-minute big long pace and
I'm sure they'll give him to him.
So there you go. Is Ospreay gonna get his loss to Swerve, or are they gonna get
that? Was ridiculous. That was the
I think
stupidest
it's
move.
way too early to do this match.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I thought. I mean, obviously, I think the outcome here is there's got to be a no finish on it.
I think it's gonna be
and get pushed off, because obviously the Ospreay match is for your whatever it is.
I mean, it really
UK,
should be. Yeah,
it's your UK match, right? It's your headliner
it should be
in the
all
UK,
in,
and that's where then he gets the win. He wins the title.
But they've already announced that the title match for
the title match is going to be the winner of the Owen Hart Classic. So that means it can't be.
I'm sorry, I missed
the Owen Hart. So the tournament, the Owen Hart tournament, they're making it, and the winner of that becomes the main event. So they're Royal Rumbling it in that way.
So then Ospreay could lose this either no finish, or he could lose it by crook. Hooker by crook, then go into the Owen Hart thing to win the Owen Hart tournament. So that way he gets to headline the main event there in England. And
that's just bad booking.
That's standard. That's WWE booking right there.
That's McMahon booking. That's what that is.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah,
it does work. You can do that. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do it for Swerve just because I want Swerve to be a champion for longer. I wouldn't have him drop the championship.
We've been talking wrestling for 20 plus.
And he shows up to stop it.
I like it.
To stop it.
That means it's time for the next topic. Mad Spider.
I got one more thing. Hello, Spidey. Your package went out yesterday.
Thank you.
My question now, as long as we're talking, we've been on wrestling here, and we're talking UK. The question is, this year, does Drew get it done in the UK, especially at home in Scotland, or do they fuck him again?
I mean,
I think they're gonna screw him up.
I think they're gonna screw him again.
Yeah. Wait. Let's ask the only person that the opinion really matters on this, Simon. Does he take the win, or does he screw it up? Which one?
The question is, do I really give a fuck?
No, the question is
no. We know that answer.
We just want that answer. We don't need to take questions right now.
Who is Drew, and where does he come from?
Scotland.
Not even
He's
relevant.
Scottish.
Is Drew McIntyre?
I have heard his name before. Isn't
He's
he
like
a
a
bit of a dick?
6'6", gigantic.
Isn't he a dick?
He'll throw a caber to freaking Australia.
He's a big dude.
He's a big Scottish.
But he's probably. I think he's a dick, isn't he?
He's trying to be a heel right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
he's good at it. He's good at it.
Oh, I mean, look, he is. The problem is the people like him, and so he's
'Cause he's
only
good
getting
at it.
he's only getting half heat.
It's
but-
a good kind of heat, though.
Yeah, but I'm kind of like twofold on this. One part of me says he wins in Scotland, he beats Priest, and then he's got the belts. That way he can then get ready to do a thing with CM Punk. The problem is CM Punk close to ready?
CM Punk's never going to be close to ready. He's never close to ready. Like this is just like redundant to even say. Like it's an oxymoron. A ready CM Punk.
That would make the match with Drew so good.
He just needs to be a manager that like gets involved every now and then. He doesn't need to be an actual he doesn't have it. Like nothing against him or nothing to praise him, but he's going to break. Like he's never been.
Hey, I've never been a CM Punk fan. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I'm just recognizing story. The fact that Drew continues to keep Punk's name out there.
They have to do the match, yes. At this point.
Yeah, so the match is happening in SummerSlam. The question is
3 wheels. Like, why would you even?
The match is happening in SummerSlam, but the question is, will it be a title?
Why does he have so much crowd influence, so much stamina? I know he can work a mic, but he's got nothing in the ring anymore. He's got nothing in his tank, and it's not against him. Like he puts in the work, he trains. But his Hogan
can come walking down the ramp and he'll get a huge pop because people have nostalgia and they love what they remember. It doesn't matter whether they have anything in the tank today.
Yeah, I think what the deal with Punk is that he appears, and I use the term appears, he appears to be the only guy that's actually real to people, and people love that about him. They love the fact that he is this person that just says what he wants to say.
On the channel.
But why can't the employers and the bookers recognize that this is a bad investment? Why can't they recognize that this guy?
It wasn't because it's not a bad investment. It's not a bad investment.
Merchandise.
Okay,
he makes the money.
So even when he's at home with the brace on,
he's making money.
Whether it's CM Punk shirts, whether it's Drew McIntyre beating up CM Punk shirts, whatever. He's selling merch.
Yeah, he's the one guy that actually people love and hate him, and it's good in both ends. Yeah. Because it makes money.
Hey, did you mark the tape there? We want Izzy saying it's good in both ends.
Yeah. Izzy.
But
so Simon, what's your thoughts? What does Simon really believe?
Because he doesn't care. He was already trying to pretend to fall asleep. So, I mean, I have been, I don't want to see Priest necessarily get a short stick because I think that he has potential right now with what they kind of been doing. At the same time, to me, it seems like the evolution is Drew gets it. He goes on. He goes to fight Punk. Then whatever happens with him and Punk, whether when lose or draw, then it's the CM Punk and Seth comes back and we get that there, or you get this triangle with the three of them, and that just
you don't need the belt though, do you?
Yeah, that's the thing. The belt's irrelevant in this story now. I think that's
if you're Triple H and you're thinking, well, we have Punk, but is Punk going to fall apart? Which he is. Like you can't put the title on him long term, or even it's not a great idea to put it on him at all. But you need also to pay off the feud and have Drew get squashed at some point.
I think the feud is better with Drew losing the match, and you give Priest to Gunther because that's going to happen in SummerSlam, right? Priest and Gunther in SummerSlam, and Punk and Drew, if Punk's ready, we know that a little different for SummerSlam. And then you not only have one, you have two matches. And I think that's the route they're going to take. He's going to get screwed.
No, interesting. All right, Mad Spidey. How's the weather?
I just got back from dinner. I'm still digesting.
That's
We
how the
actually-
weather is. That's interesting to know. So then, in that case, what temperature was your food?
It was nice. I had the quintessential Aussie Palmer. It was very warm and nice and hot and lovely. And we had Beck and I had dinner with Simon, Sarah, and Sean.
Ah, you guys didn't live stream that?
No, I don't do the whole food porn thing. That's Simon's gig. He can have that.
Got it.
But no, we were. Sean wanted to catch up before he comes over to you guys and goes to Heroes. So
Yeah, Brian
I've
LCS
already
is
got-
pointing out that he still has no idea about the weather that I asked you about.
it's a bit chilly at the moment. It's probably in the, let me guess,
Now go ahead and define
50s.
Go ahead. You can go ahead and hit us in Celsius. That's fine.
Give me a second. It is 11 degrees. 50s, I think. Maybe I'm having a guess.
51.8.
Oh, look at that! Look at me go. So yeah, it's had a very nice dinner, nice chat.
That's cool.
I've got Sean and Dave both going to be hitting up Heroes Con for me, looking for a couple of books.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
What books should I try to cut out from underneath them so that way you can't have them?
You've got you've got them.
Oh, I already have them. All right. Okay, got it.
So
Still, you can still do that, so you can pay that.
No, I don't need. I got other books on my list.
Yeah.
As is, it was like last night I was online and there was a couple books that are on my list that I had found and they were in the range that I would normally I'd pull the trigger on, but then I'm like, if they're in that range now here online and stuff, then maybe I should just wait to Heroes. I might be able to find them even for less. I'm in that weird conundrum right now where it's like I always see these. Every time I'm getting ready to go to a big con where I'm expecting to go look for something big, I start finding stuff leading up to it, and then it's like, well, do I pull the trigger now, or do I not? And then it's like, but if I pull the trigger now and I spend all my money now, then I don't go into a con with no money. And it's like,
yeah, I don't know whether you'll have well, you did say you probably won't do a repeat effort like you did last year because you're
not as big.
I'm doing the booth more than anything else. So.
I will be doing the booth more. There's a couple. I'd like to get a couple sketch commissions, but I'm cognizant also on some of the pricing. That stuff starts adding up. You start getting a couple, even as sketch covers. They're
a couple of $100 here, a couple $100 there.
Right. All of a sudden, that's $600-$800, and before you know it, and then it's that now it's like, okay, what else do I want to do? And part of me would love to walk out with a Braving the Bold 28. Somebody pointed out, I was talking to the other day about it, and they're like, oh, that'd be great. You got your Avengers 1 last year, and then this year pick up your you get your first Avengers, now you get your first Justice League back-to-back years. That would be kind of cool, but that's all of a sudden, okay, well, if I get that will be about most of what I get because my budget is less than last year's budget. But
yeah, I know Sean's, he's got his heart set on not leaving Heroes without leaving with an X-Men 1.
Nice.
He's got his heart
bring
set
it up
on
there. Justin Birch will be there. He can bring it up.
I did mention that as well. I said I've noticed some of the prices on IG seems to be going a little bit up that book, and I'm like, Justin's price is looking pretty good at the moment.
No,
like,
Spidey, God, why would you say that? No, we can work on it. We can get Justin to come down.
Because then Justin would have the cash to buy something else he wants.
Yeah, exactly. When you get Justin to Heroes, that guy is historically known for rather having money than what's in his PC. Last year, before it even all started, he showed up there and bought an AF-15.
Yeah,
right off the rip. Rob's planning on doing the same thing this year.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no five-figure books. Sorry.
I think it's the fact that CGC are going to be doing like on-site grading that like if I was going, I'd be really, really tempted to just get everything graded. I mean, that'd be completely impractical for me, but just the idea of being able to hand it over, get it back the next day would be amazing, or however long
Yeah,
they're going to take.
I've been thinking about that too. I even talked to someone for CGZ a little bit about it, because I have a credit, and I'm thinking I'm just reholding. I'm probably gonna just rehold their stuff. Some books that need to be reholded that I'm just too lazy to ship.
See, I mean, if you're there and because you don't want to pay for shipping and stuff, that makes sense. If you get something that's like you get something there that you want to have done right then and there, the thing is there's no cleaning and pressing being done there. So it's like if the book's really, really good and you're looking at it and you're fine with it, then great, knock yourself out. But I mean, for me, like I like to have all my stuff cleaned and pressed first for the most part. And
but like the sketch covers and stuff like that, that's the kind of thing that if you're getting it done anyway.
But I don't even know if that's going to be part of it. I was talking to somebody because there are my books that I wanted to do that for, and they said they weren't sure they're able to do it. Well, so that was the one thing that she was telling me.
Well, I had a feeling that they were going to do signature series stuff. So, because they're going to have witnesses there, and they can bring it in. You can do it right then and there too. But usually my sketch covers, I don't care about getting witnesses and stuff. I'm fine with the way that I do them right now. Sending them off to CBCS, getting that art label, and just having a verified signature. That is perfectly fine with me. And I've actually come to really like that.
Yeah, I spoke to someone regarding that from CBCS when I was in Philly, and they said send me an email, and they've yet to reply.
Yeah, well,
but the other one is like, what about? Oh man, I had it in my head and I forgot it. Keep talking. I'll remember in a second. I don't know how witnessing is going to work though, because obviously they can have a witness and then come up and then. Oh yeah, now I remember what it was. What about books that already have signatures without the witness, and now you got JSA involved?
Supposedly, somebody else, I haven't read it anywhere, but somebody else was telling me that they read that JSA, they're going to have the ability to do JSA stuff on site too. I never read the article. I'm only repeating what somebody else told me.
Yeah.
They claimed to have read that JSA was going to be, that they were going to have a JSA person on site or whatever to be able to do that, in which case then you'd be fine. But I don't know that, again, to me, it's for the most part, I get it for like Dave or, if DVH were to come over or something like, and the cost of even Chris, Comic Vet, the cost of shipping internationally, those types of things, I get that aspect of it. But for like me, the cost to ship domestically isn't that much. I mean, I ship books into CGC, especially if I'm shipping rosin. I mean, I put them in all the time. I'll put 5, 6, 7 books in a Gemini inside of a flat rate envelope. It's less than $9 for me to ship the books in. If I'm sending a big stack, maybe it goes in a medium flat rate box and it costs me $15, $16 to ship it in. It's not like it costs me a lot of money to ship stuff to them.
It's the shipping back. That's what
the shipping back, but I always pay for ground $20 for the most part.
Yeah,
it's
$20.
It's
what does it cost? What does it cost to just get, say, a normal modern book slabbed, like no pressing, cleaning, no nothing, just
$25. But they have they have like a
on your membership
online processing fee. I mean, if you have a membership, I mean, you're not a dealer's membership. It's like they knocked it down a peg. Remember, they
so
took
it's almost double the price to get it.
But all that does is
graded on site.
That covers the submission fee that they charge you online.
So they're on site grading. They're charging more for, and then that's making up for but it makes it on par with, it's a convenience, but it's also then it makes up some of your shipping costs. So people at the end of the day, what if somebody buys like a big boy book and tries to get it graded there? Is it still going to be $60 or is it going to be
that
No.
percentage of
No.
like
No. It's still they have their percentage based stuff. If
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
still based off the tiers.
yeah.
Mr. CJ, hello. JSA doesn't give you the book back on site when they're at the cons. I'm not sure if that's changed. Yeah, I didn't think they did, but somebody recently told me that they read that was going to be different for this con because they were rolling this out, trying to make a big splash.
Well, this is the con to do it.
So I don't know.
It's the amount of staff that they're gonna have on hand for this, because I'm assuming there's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna try to submit as
Well,
much
they had
as
a huge they had a huge staff last year, and yeah, they're going to have a bigger staff this year because you're doing all that. You're gonna be able to have, but fortunately for them, it's not like it's that far for them to travel necessarily. They're going to bring obviously some graders, and the graders will be in a suite. So often one of the other, they're going to have some rooms off to the side that are their secured rooms, and where they're doing all their process of processing books. And
they're going to be in a separate conference room, probably in the West End, right there.
Well, no, probably they're probably not in the West End. I'm sure they're gonna be right there in the convention center. Why would you have to set up in the West End when you're on the convention floor, your booth's here? There's got to be plenty of ancillary rooms off the convention center that they can set up and have secured for that, because they're going to have to secure any of the books that they're having overnight and stuff.
Yeah.
And,
oh, that's the
you
thing.
don't want to be transporting those back and forth between the convention center and the West End.
That's just more that could go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's just okay. So the amount of graders they will have, I'm trying to. How many graders would they have? They're probably going to be part-time.
Have they heard about putting a limit on books per person? Because you're going to get people are going to be like 1 or 2, and then people are going to be like, I want like 30 done.
Well, there's like dealers that do that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, well, I think there's something to do. There's something else that was something set up for dealers, and and I like some of the. And I saw you see that with some of the artists too. Like I saw Scotty Young's announcement that they had special dealer time set up for people that are for dealers that are bringing like 100 books or more to be signed. They have slots for them to reserve special for that way. It's that way they're not jamming up the floor. But I don't know. The important thing is
how it goes.
The important thing is though that there's a booth in the middle of the floor. Comics Curing Cancer's at, and there's be activities. We'll talk more what another announcement later on, but we did already announce that beautiful art book, which could be available for $20 at the convention. Right, Mark?
I believe so.
You believe so? The answer is yes.
Hell yeah.
There we are. Look at that.
That one.
Featuring art from many of community artists, and as well as some professional artists, and just amazing. All for the purpose of promoting discussion and recognizing how cancer is just that evil bastard that needs to be stamped out.
Mark was doing the old under promise and over deliver there.
Well, he wasn't prepared for it. This wasn't a rehearsed bit.
I was on another tab.
No.
I'm just getting stuff ready for a different announcement today.
Yeah. It's sometimes like what happens when Chris says Retro Rocket Comics and I don't have that thing right on the spot. It's because sometimes I'm doing something else.
A lot of moving parts.
It is true.
That roll, Rob, that we discussed, that roll, I was like, how many is on this roll? Well over the projected number.
Oh, good. Better to be over than under.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thought that was,
unless you're Rhea Ripley.
What's really weird, or you bet the under.
Isn't she Australian? Is she Australian?
Yes, she's from Perth.
Oh, there's someone you know. Wow.
I heard the name and I went, is she really Australian? She doesn't.
Yes, she is. Yep. She really is.
And Buddy Matthews.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, there was people mad
her
on.
boyfriend or fiance or whatever.
There were people that were mad. I shit you not, mad at him and Rhea for posting like anniversary pictures
Oh, yeah.
on social media. They're like, because there's people mad that it was killing
because
the kayfabe.
Because in the days of old, it never would have happened. But today's audience can separate.
Like, well, not just that, but like like you're killing the kayfabe. Like, bro, like get off their personal pages if you want the kayfabe. Stay on the professional pages.
But they didn't do anything about Dominic because he got married about a couple of weeks afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Wrestling fans are crazy, honestly. But like any fandom, they
said the Mal. Wrestling fans are crazy. Said the Mal.
There are wrestling fans that cannot stand wrestling. Like that's the thing. Like they obsess about wrestling but hate it like vehemently.
It's the soap opera part, which is where you get these guys who some of them like. They love. There's the people who are the old school kayfabe. They want it to be those poor wrestlers to have to live that gimmick 24/7. And then there's other folks that recognize it as a TV show, and these are actors essentially playing roles and can separate the actor from the role.
Yeah.
But anyways, we are dangerously close to steering back into wrestling.
Yes, we are.
Which would drive for Simon away.
And you know who brought it up though? That guy,
Simon.
I didn't bring up.
Yeah, when he said about Rhea. You asked the question about Rhea. You did it.
But the name was mentioned, and I just asked.
Yeah, that's true.
Question.
And I just moved forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, isn't Tony Storm also from Australia?
I don't know who that is.
Yes, Tony Storm is from Australia. And what's his name? The big dude.
Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed,
he's from like Western Australia.
He has like the biggest nostrils I've ever seen in a man.
Well, Perth is in Western Australia.
Yeah, but he's not from Perth.
He might be from Fremantle or something.
I know it was like there was like he was like it was one of the things like when WWE just went there to Australia, he didn't make the trip, but that was because like his wife
was having a kid.
Yeah, his wife was having a kid. So
we were not supposed to spoil that kind of stuff. That's outside of the kayfabe. He's a beast. Not supposed to have children.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, but well.
Anyways, someone's got a.
Any other good Australian wrestlers out there? I'm trying to think.
I'm surprised there's any.
Oh, the Bushwhackers. They're from New Zealand, though.
That's New Zealand.
Why wouldn't there be? What else you got?
Tony Storm's New Zealand as well.
That's where she's from.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we hate her then.
But Bushwhackers were around when I actually watched wrestling.
Yeah, but I mean,
one of them still is.
The question is why wouldn't you guys be good wrestlers? I mean, what else do you guys do?
We're good at cricket.
Yeah, but nobody watches cricket.
I'm waiting for the retort from the pommy in the corner.
I mean, let's be honest.
Nobody watches.
I could care less about cricket.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Simon is a closet wrestling fan. He went to the pay-per-views. I know he was there.
Nobody likes a game that lasts days. That's just and it's played.
I'll tell you who likes those games.
India.
Heavy drinkers. That's it. Like,
it gives them a reason to keep drinking.
Every cricket fan I've ever met, all they talk about is how many beers they've had. So, like, it's not about the game, is it?
It never is.
And that's why they have short. That's why they have a lot more short form games.
And how long is a short form game?
We have a 1 day match.
All right. And people say that American baseball is freaking long and boring.
But they have the super quick, which is called a 20-20, which is like 20 overs either side, and that only lasts for a couple of hours.
Only a couple hours.
So when you guys
hey, opposed to 5 days, a couple of hours is nothing.
Right. Well, American baseball is supposedly long and boring, and it's only usually between 2 to 3 hours. Nowadays, it's even less. It's on the shorter side because they've done all these things to speed up the game, putting timers on the pitchers and everything else. What? They will charge me through. Oh, update on the car. Okay. Yeah, charge you a lot to fix your car. Well, it's because it was a BMW. I mean,
You
the
drive an
Germans.
expensive car, it's going to cost you more to fix it.
Also, well,
That's how it works in general.
it's always expensive when you're not ready and prepared for it. That's just general, I think. Because even like recently, like we have one of the 3 cars I have is a Honda, and it's an older Honda. It was my grandfather's car that, BMW's break my wallet. It's an older Honda my grandfather had that he gave to us when he passed, so my kids could have a car to learn to drive and stuff. And so it's perfect. It's like a 2006 Honda Accord, and it's only got like 30 something thousand miles on it, so it's barely been driven. And because we were getting ready to now, as my son's graduating to become his full-time car, took it to the dealer and said, okay, this car, look, we understand it's only got less than 40,000 miles on it, but it's also a 14-year-old car or whatever, and it's all we need to go through all the hoses and the rubber. All the rubber needs to be replaced essentially on the car at that point. And so by the time they go through and do all that stuff, next thing you know, it's $5,000.
Yeah,
but
it costs more than the car.
Well, not really, because that model car in that condition with that few miles is it would cost you, more than that, significantly more than that still, and then depending on where you're at. I mean, in California, it's not as big a deal, but I could take that car and go to the Midwest where they got snow and salt the roads. This is a California car. There's no rust on this car whatsoever. There's no salt corrosion, nothing. I take that car to the Midwest, all of a sudden that car's worth $3,000 to $5,000 more than it is here in California.
Yeah. And low miles always equals a better price. It's like, because Beck literally just within the last couple of weeks got rid of her 2005 Honda Civic, which we've done more than 450,000 Ks in.
Right.
And it's like, it's getting too expensive to keep repairing it when it needs to be repaired and all that sort of stuff. And she's now bought a 2019 Honda, I think it's like a HRV or a CRV, so one of those small sort of SUV sort of things. Super, super nice car, but a 2009 model car, so it's still a 6-year-old car or 5-year-old car, but it only had 20,000 kilometers on it.
Yeah.
So it was like, you're paying a little bit more for it, but it hasn't got the problems with somebody who's had it and driven it 20,000 Ks every year for the last 5-6 years.
Yeah. So this car, right, like I said, it's 15 plus years old, and to convert it for you, it's only got 64,000 kilometers on it.
Yeah, which is nothing.
The Honda is barely broken in.
Yeah.
On a Honda.
And Hondas generally, doesn't matter whether it's over here, over there, whatever like that, they usually are a car that lasts for a long time. They're a good mechanical car.
And this isn't a car that's like been parked and forgotten either. It's a car that's been used and it's been, like I said, it's been maintained. But the thing was, my grandfather, when he had the car, he drove his golf cart most everywhere he needed to go in his community. He used it to drive to the VA hospital, for his medical appointments, like every other week or something, and occasionally for other short trips. So he barely drove it. Most of the issues with the car are cosmetic battle damage from a 85 plus year old man pulling a car into the garage. and he parked it in the garage. So it was like kept from the weather and everything. Since we owned the car, it's been out in the driveway, but we immediately went out and put really high grade window tint that blocks UV rays, so that way the upholstery doesn't get faded, and cover it periodically and keep it washed and waxed and stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, it's a good car for a kid.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think even right now, lately, my wife drives it every so often just when she takes the dog someplace.
Give a bit of a run over and.
Yeah, look at you guys. Yeah, Friday night will be epic. Absolutely. So Charlotte Beer Garden, definitely gonna be fucking the place, brother. And could be a good spread. Got a lot of good buffet of food.
That's what she said.
No, that's what he thought. But turned out to be something different. But no, this is the food. The food's a good spread, and there's a lot of. If you like beer, well, over 400 taps, and then they also got lots of cider and other stuff.
That's a lot of beer.
But apparently, one thing I can't find on their menu list, despite all that, they got ginger beer and everything else too, but no root beer, and that bugs me.
Will they offer Coca-Cola?
I hope they do, because I don't drink beer.
There will be. They have sodas there.
I always assumed that root beer was sold everywhere in America. Like, it's one of my stereotypes.
So if they sell soda, there usually is root beer available.
Right.
It's just not on
It's
tap.
not as popular.
Well, no, it has its popularity, but what I'm saying is it's not like you're not going to go find it on tap. Very few places have kegs of root beer and have it on tap like regular beer. It's usually fountain root beer, or they have, if you're in a restaurant that they might have A&W, they might have Dad's, they might have Barks, depending on if they have Coca-Cola products or Pepsi products. But every once in a while you'll go someplace and they might have bottles of like IBC root beer or some other brand. If they want to be somewhat fancy, they'll have some bottles, but very few places have root beer on tap. There is a burger place nearby me that does have root beer on tap, which I always love. And it's one of the great things I love. Like when we do my big summer barbecue party, we have 2 kegs at the party. One is a keg of beer, and the other is a keg of root beer. And I'll tell you, the root beer keg goes out faster than the beer keg does. Not only just because kids can drink it, but also because the adults will go, I've never had root beer on tap, and they try it and they're like, oh my God, this is like game changing.
I don't think I've ever had root beer at all.
Yeah, probably not. I understand that it's not a popular drink outside the United States.
Yeah, I mean, you can get it here, but it's not.
What about butterbeer?
Does it taste like any other kind of mainstream soda that I
No.
No, it tastes most foamy or something like that, I think.
So there's a lot of different ways it can taste because there's several different kinds of finish. But my understanding from what is that outside of the U.S., people think it tastes like medicine, like cough syrup and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's the stereotypical sort of answer you would get from a Brit anyway. It'd be like, it sort of tastes like cough syrup.
It's like I tried Dr. Pepper once and once only, and that tasted like absolute ass. Yeah. That was disgusting.
Yeah. So like I've seen some Australian videos, like some Australian family that does stuff, and they like were sent a bunch of root beer and they thought it was like not good. And then what was interesting was then somebody told them, oh, you drank it wrong, and they taught them how to make root beer floats. And then they had root beer floats, and they all sat there and said, well, holy shit, this is a completely different game changer, that they had no idea that it could be so damn good. But again, it all depends on the root beer, because I love root beer. I'm a connoisseur. I like to think of myself somewhat as a connoisseur of root beer. I don't like the, when if I have to drink like Dad's root beer, I like get, that's like crap root beer. But there's people who, but there are some. Hello, madam. Hi. There are some that have. There's a brand here called Virgil's, for example, which is kind of they make little mini kegs and stuff that they'll sell, but they use a black licorice finish, and I do not like licorice. So any root beer that uses a licorice finish, I'm not a fan. One of my favorites is only really available in the West. It's called from a brand called Henry Weinhardt's, which and they use a vanilla finish.
I like vanilla.
Yeah, and then there's another brand I like out of Midwest called Spruchters. They use a honeycomb. They use a honeycomb finish.
Ooh, I like honeycomb.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different ways that they can finish it, but the base is all kind of built on like a sarsaparilla kind of flavor. Yeah, see that's where you go. That's where you go. See at the root of everything It's got that sarsaparilla kind of flavor underneath it within a root
I just
beer.
want to hear that sound again.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go have a look next time I go down and see my pop vinyl guy. I've mentioned this before that like they've got a USA shop down there where they have like a lot of this import stuff. I'll see they have anything, have a look at the ingredients. If it says anything but like licorice or anything like that,
Yeah,
I
you're
might
probably-
just buy a little bottle or something.
My guess is if you go to the American shop in Australia, you're going to find either Mug, A&W, or Dad's. It'll probably be those or Barks.
The most common ones.
Typically in the UK, it's A&W if you're gonna have.
Yeah, A&W is not bad. But those are the big four, like the four biggest brand names in the U.S. is Dad's, Barks, A&W, and Mug. Mug and A&W aren't bad. But ultimately, at the end of the day, if you try it, also have some vanilla ice cream on it. After you've tried it and you decide, oh, maybe don't care for it, drop a scoop of vanilla ice cream in the mug or the pint glass with it, and have it as a float, and see it change. You might find all of a sudden that wow, that's a completely different game changer.
Gives me an option at least.
Oh, is Dad's root beer not big out on the East?
In the East, we don't. Root beer is not something that really happens a lot around here.
Well, that's because you guys are broken.
You guys go straight to liquor, right?
Look, I'll admit, root beer.
Pretty much.
I don't think root beer is huge necessarily, but it's still pretty good. There used to be something we let the kids have because it didn't have caffeine in it. So the kids like when they would go to have beverages at a store, it was like you could have Sprite. The kids could have Sprite or they could have root beer. Neither one had caffeine. And now my son, all he does is drink root beer. And
I've never tasted root beer in my life.
oh
my God, DJ's never tasted root beer and he doesn't eat tacos. Ah.
I know. I'm going to take you to a taco stand, get you some tacos and some root beer, and
the not
Just
tasting
like-
root beer thing, it seems normal to me compared to not tasting tacos. That's mad.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
like,
root beer is not a thing up here. We don't drink root beer.
it's called
we drink beer.
root beer. It's like who wants a root?
hey, man, Spidey, you fancy a root?
Exactly. Hey,
I
over
think
here, bro, that's totally different story over here.
Yeah, it's like when for a while when here in Oakland, we had one of our pitchers was from Australia, and they ran some ad apparently back in his hometown, and the slogan for the A's for a while was "Rooted in Oakland." And so the story was like whatever this pitcher's name, rooted in Oakland, and it was like completely different context. For those of you guys who don't know, you fancy a root? No, the old in out mulattoes.
What?
You never watched?
Can you do that again, Rob?
Clockwork
I
Orange?
didn't quite catch that.
You never watched Clockwork Orange either, DJ?
Oh, it's been a long time since I watched.
A bit out of the old
I
in out mulattoes.
Oh my God!
Have yourself a glass of milk.
I saw Clockwork Orange. I love that movie, but I saw it when my parents were on a date, and my brother was babysitting me, and I was.
Oh my God, that's rough.
He was like, Stephanie, we're gonna watch a movie, but you can't tell the mom and dad.
Could be worse. You would have had to watch that movie with mom and dad.
So I had to watch it with my brother when I was 9.
I saw it as part of an art class. We saw it as an art class.
It's an art class in
Yeah.
college, I hope.
It's
Yeah, it was college. It was college.
Okay.
Yeah. No, that's definitely one of those movies that has to be studied and stuff like that. It is like super, super classic, man.
So good.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, you can guarantee that Simon always fancies a root. Just depends who it's from.
Yeah, if it's root over here, and in England it's shag.
Yep.
No, I fancy a shag.
Got shag carpet all throughout my house. I know what you're talking about.
I think Austin Powers really beat that into our heads. The whole shag.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Oh, behave.
Fancy a shag, love.
I'm gonna use that today.
Meanwhile, DJ just uses DTF.
No, I mean that's
Maybe
better than
you DTF.
Yeah, That's better than you using the Vince McMahon method of matchmaking.
Oh, jeez.
I'm pretty sure anything's
Wow.
better than using the Vince McMahon method.
Here's a crap ton of money. I'll just shut up and.
That guy. But DVH, you were right yesterday when you said about pausing it to the feds pursuing like federal charges against them.
About time,
Yeah.
though. I
It
thought it was
is
about to
happening.
happen.
The feds are going, God damn it, we missed out on that freaking steroid case, but we're gonna get in this time.
They were like, we could do it. We could do it. Look what happened today. Look what happened today. We could do it with Vince too.
Yeah, because all this stuff it's still in the statute of limitations. So they
Yeah.
can still pursue charges, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? What?
We'll
You just have
see.
to watch his. You just gotta watch his videos, man. You gotta just go back and watch all those episodes of Raw when he was doing all those weird stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh, look, it's right there.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff is super cringe, isn't it?
It's right
It's
there."
very creepy when you know what's happened, but at the same time, I always think you can't really look at somebody's art, as it were, as an indication of their
Mhm.
No, but
crimes.
some of the
Like, it's
some of the
not-
stuff that they were doing, especially like it just adds to the layers. You just go, oh, and
Yeah.
and the art imitates life aspect, right?
Yeah.
And especially some of the stuff with his daughter.
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly what you just said, especially the stuff he was saying with Stephanie. That one scene that Stephanie, the things you had me do. I'm like, what?
That's really creepy. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's different. But yeah, no, I agree with you, DVH, about the artist and the art. You kind of got to separate them.
Well, I mean,
And
I
that's
just
what he's
don't think
gotta
it's a
do
good
is-
indication of somebody's guilt, if you see what I mean.
No.
Yeah.
When you take all the information, you start putting it together.
Yeah.
means
It doesn't look good, granted.
You go, ooh,
Yeah.
is that where inspiration came from? Right. Obviously, the lawyer plays. Hey, that's
Like art imitates life. type
That's
deal.
just on-screen role. That's just on-screen stuff, and you know.
Yeah, he is best friends with a former president. So
I like that. You take a sip, ugh, and you take another sip straight away.
Yeah. It's his damn tea. I'm drinking
Yep.
lemon ginger tea. I ran out of the other one that I normally drink.
I noticed that Rob and Dr. Von Hoot are both drinking out of Rob's face today.
Yes, we
Oh,
were
yeah.
we did that earlier. We were trying to
Drinking out of Rob's face.
Oh, shit. I thought they were sharing the same cup through the portal because you don't see them drinking at the same time.
it's photo negative. So.
One is black while the other one's white.
Straight
changes
through the
color.
spiral dimension
Harmony.
from one side of the world to the other.
That's it.
Yeah, I guess we could have coordinated better. I would have had the DVH mug, but I'm sorry. It's actually in the dishwasher because I used it yesterday.
Or at least have the same color mug anyway.
Now I don't have one of me with a black.
I think the one you sent me was a
I-
black one.
Maybe my DVH.
But it was the
my
only
DVH one is
slabs.
black, and my DJ Lynx mug is black, and my Anachronic Comics mug is black. One of my C3 mugs is black. But
Got any black or
I keep putting new merch up on my store, and it just disappears. Like it just completely comes down. Like I don't even get a chance to order it. I keep putting the same thing up. No notifications or anything. Just goes.
on Spring,
Yeah, on Spring. I think it might be because I'm doing it on my phone. I'm going to try it on the PC later and see if it works.
There's a button
Yeah.
called save that needs to happen afterward.
Yeah.
there is that too. But
There isn't
And I've
anything
been
copywritten in it, right?
no.
No. It's just
Yeah,
my
it's
goofy.
just your
ass.
stuff.
But you would
Like,
know.
it's
He
not-
would know if it was copyrighted. I'm sure
Yeah.
they would have sent him an email or something.
Yeah,
No,
they would
'cause
email me. It just
Yeah,
I will
it's
say,
it's
yeah,
funny
they
because
did.
I had put some stuff on Spring and they took it down and it didn't have anything because obviously I create all the stuff myself and it was taken down for some odd reason.
I
But that was
I
like-
had some stuff too, but it would turn out it was like once I finally dug in deep enough, there was like in the background faintly there was like some
Mhm.
comic book cover or something, and so that's what was getting flagged. It was
It
the
got flagged.
copyright was the thing. So it's the same thing I problem had with Zazzle, like because this was Zazzle actually one of these prototypes.
Zazzle.
They don't like these comic book backgrounds that I had in there. They said, "Oh no, those are copyright." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? How can you even tell what the hell that fucking is?" Oh, we know.
Yo, what's wild is on all the comics curing cancer marketing pieces that we've been putting on Instagram, they get flagged with made with AI. And there's nothing in that that's AI. And even yesterday, when I put up the in the mix on my account yesterday, like the in the mix today is the links box drawing or whatever, it says made with AI. And I 100% made that in Photoshop.
Do you have like maybe your because I know there's a when you post something there's a toggle that you can indicate whether it's been made with AI. Double check your settings to make sure you're not by default set that way. Because when I did mine, when I reposted it as mine, I don't have that flag.
Yeah, it's set. There's a thing that's like when you go show more down the bottom, and you can put in like tags and stuff. It actually says, "Has any of this been made with AI? Or is any of this like not representation of the proper thing?" And you just click no, and you just leave it on no. It should stay there in theory.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, because when I did it the other day, well, you see the comics curing cancer thing where people reached out and it's like, hey, this is made with AI, and I was offended because I don't do anything with AI. Everything I do is from scratch, from the video editing to the marketing materials. Everything is done like not by hand, but on the computer and stuff like that. So I was just like, oh shit, people are gonna.
It sounds like it's easier to just say it was made with AI and then you say it wasn't for them to say, okay.
Because like I'm looking like right now, like I go to
Yeah,
my
but
Instagram
AI
page,
asking
like,
me if I made something with AI is offensive to me.
I see like I'm looking at like the one that I had you made the hamburger one. It's got no
And the hamburger one.
no mention of
So that means it's on my settings.
potentially.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let me just test something out over here.
Well, maybe that's Teespring's problem. You don't understand he's not an owl.
Half man, half owl. Mow.
Yeah.
DVH, your chin hair, your goatee is almost rivaling Rob's, I think.
Oh no, nothing can touch Rob's. Rob's is majestic. Mine is a fair length, but it's all about the whiskers.
His got that
curly
mane. Mine's nice and
He has a cool like black stripe though going down the middle.
I used to. I've just gotten too old now that it's gone all white.
Right. Yeah, I'm in the process.
Here's what happens. DVH. This is like when your kid goes to college.
Right.
Actually, maybe for you, maybe when she turns 15, and suddenly you go, maybe moving to America where I can have a gun sounds good. That's how most gun ownership starts in America. We have teenage daughters.
Nice. With the label.
And or sometimes at birth, your wife gives birth to a daughter. The doctor hands you the baby girl, and at the same time hands you your first gun and says, "You're gonna need this."
You can just shoot the umbilical cord right off, and that's the way it should be done.
Wow.
Although ironically, when I was born, because my dad and mom love to tell these stories to me all the damn time, because apparently, I was a 10-month term baby to begin with, so my mom bitches and complains about how.
Rob,
because back then, because back then they didn't induce labor. They just told her, "Oh no, you must have miscalculated when you got pregnant wrong." And my dad was a police officer, and my mom was in labor for quite some time, and my dad went on and off duty while he was he was there in the hospital. And so when I was born, they went to go ahead and invite him in, because back then the guys weren't in the room the dads weren't in the room stuff, and they wouldn't let him in because he was in uniform and had a gun on him. And they're like, "Oh, we'll have to send security up to take your gun." And my dad at the time, he was on duty as a police officer, and he turns and he said, "Security up, and I'm going to arrest them the second they try to touch my gun, and then I'm going to go in there and see my son." It's like, he's like, "What are you afraid of? That I'm going to? Is there something wrong with the kid? Do you think?"
Wow, that's funny. When my daughter was born, she was born in 98. the hospital was being renovated. So instead of her being born in a delivery room, she was born in a regular hospital room, and it was tiny. So then you had like what it was like 6 or 7 doctors. You had the students, like she was delivered by like the residency
You get the
students.
resident students as well as the
Yeah.
nurses, as well as the anesthesiologist or whatever that's dealing with
Everybody. So it's
drugs
a tiny ass room. It's 7 doctors, seven staff. My mother, my wife's mother, obviously my wife. I think she was there.
She was pregnant.
I'm sure she was.
Yeah, and then me, and then it was so hot, and then the lights. So it was so hot. I started like to faint. So I'm like, Jesus. And then like 2 of the doctors leave my wife and come up to me and they're like, "Are you okay? Have a seat. We'll go get you a soda and stuff." And I was
Gotta
like,
make it about you, DJ.
Gotta get you a root beer.
He's all, no tacos, no tacos.
Yeah, no, it was so hot in that room, like I can feel it right now. And then the funny thing about it, when that's her name, Destiny, when she was born, she didn't make a. I was so worried because she didn't make a sound. So I'm like, "Yo, is everything okay?" So then the nurses is like, "Yeah, everything is fine. Look," and then she starts like pitching her leg, and she's like that and smacking her ass and like really pitching her. And then finally, she's like, "Rah!" But she was just so quiet, like she was hilarious. Yeah, and then I passed out. And then I walked home. And then I walked home from the hospital in the nighttime because I couldn't afford a cab.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, those were the days.
That's part of the story forever.
All I know is I
I love it.
Both my kids were late. They went late past their due date, so they were both induced. I thought to myself, this is great. We schedule an appointment. We show up at the time. We have none of this like, oh, my water broke, having to rush like you see on the TV. So no. I said, schedule an appointment. We're going to go in. We're going to go have a baby. We'll be there at this time. And sure enough, that's just...
It's crazy. Even your baby's birth time is on a spreadsheet.
Well,
I love it.
My youngest was much more efficient. The second one was much more efficient than the first. The first one went extensive, went to full four doses of
Kitty cat.
Oh.
Yeah, you see that cat ass.
What's up, Esteban?
Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see.
Oh.
Durs says that he's offensive.
Speaking of Durs and I were going back and forth in the Link Squad thing. So Eminem dropped a new song today. And it's like homaging his early 2000 stuff. So it sounds exactly like Just Lose It and those things.
Okay.
So I'm like...
So it sounds something that people like. Got it.
Exactly. So I was just like, that's not something I want to hear from a 50-something-year-old. Like I want my artists to grow over time. Like
you don't want to.
Eminem is 50.
You know,
wow.
I'll give you this. It sounds about right because when I listen to LL Cool J today, I don't want to hear
Mama Spit knock you out.
Said how he's the best DJ, and
I can see Rob walking around his apartment with one of his sweatpants like halfway up his knee.
I mean, back in the day, it was like the early all the rappers did is say how great they are and how all the other sucker MCs suck, and
I'm trying to see Rob just like,
dude, fucking I ring the bells.
Yeah, that song was it wasn't for me. So I don't know. I appreciate growth. Like you're not going to be.
Growth, but the artists, they always get penalized for actually once they make it and they make something really great, then they have to keep making that great stuff like kind of the same because when they deviate, then people are like, oh, they lost it. Now that's not what we like anymore. So it's hard, I think, for an artist once they make it to like keep making it great.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I think with the specifically with rap, I want the content to kind of grow with me, right? So, for example, I guess the best example would be
so like I want to knock my you know the guy at the playground's daughter dad out or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like,
Thank you. I was wondering where you were going with this one.
I know. I was wondering too. It took a while to get it out.
Guy's daughter at the playground. What? Out. Okay.
Yeah.
Out.
We're talking
Okay.
about that shitty
Thank
Eminem song.
Yo, that shit was fucking trash, B.
It's like if I went and got out my 4th grade curriculum fair project, copied it, but didn't do as good, and then turned it in and said, "Isn't this great?"
Yeah, it's just terrible.
I've not heard it yet, but I am a fan.
It's not bad.
stuff,
It's just cringe. Like the
Yeah, it's
concept
really,
of
really bad.
doing this is the idea is bad, not the execution. Like
Right.
if it was 2003, cool, but it's not. So what the fuck are you doing?
I've noticed like a lot of his more recent stuff is sort of utterly nonsensical. Like they're just a string of words that have no real connection. Like it's a weird sort of.
That's how we
is not
did it
good.
in the 80s.
I
Yeah.
don't know, like from the 80s and 90s, but like M's stuff recently
Rap songs in the
is-
80s was very simple. Words that rhyme don't necessarily have to make a coherent story. Interspliced with saying your name and how good you are compared to the other sucker MCs.
That's true.
But to there's and I hate this argument. The oldest showing homies, like we were around when Eminem was popular, right? We weren't in middle school, so we already. I'm just saying about
Middle
the
school, what are
growth.
you
So
talking
that whole
about?
thing about your
I was in
being
high school.
yeah,
Graduating.
about
for
oldest
context,
showing, like,
Yeah,
Eminem
I
and
was
is
then as
working.
hold up, let me go. And then as a DJ, so I've been a professional DJ. I DJed my first party when I was 13. I'm 44. To this day, I would not play Eminem in a club at a party. No one's ever asked for it. So that whole thing about your oldest showing, that's bullshit. You're just not knowledgeable.
and it's not a matter of his talent at all. Again, it's just the concept of doing this song, which I get why he did it. Like he does.
Yeah, it's the first.
He's zany and he always has zany shit, but he always also has like
formulaic first single.
yeah, and he always
Now
has
I
this
gotta
stuff.
hear
And
it.
I guarantee you, like the vast majority of this is going to be amazing. There's no way it's not going to be. It's just corny. He dropped the corny shit first, and
Like
corny
you always
isn't. Yeah, corny isn't as fun as it once was. Like we get it. You do a corny thing here and there.
Okay, so I haven't heard it. Is it a radio played song? Is it a song for the radio?
Yeah.
Made for the radio?
Probably, but I
Yeah,
don't think
'cause-
they will. Because much to DJ's point, when was the last time?
It's not for the radio in 2024.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. When was the last time you heard an Eminem single on the radio? You normally hear a feature, like he'll be a feature on someone's radio track, which is fine. He comes in and drops something like that's very generic and repetitive, but it's also really entertaining and great. But this, I don't think this one's that.
What's the name of the song?
Trash. Just Google trash. That should pop up.
It's Houdini.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my take. You ready, Mark? Get
That's
the ball
what
rolling.
Coach, it's all just 20-second songs. I don't know. I prefer the fucking Catalina wine mixer over Coachella.
I do too. Yeah, I just want to sit in the back. I just want to sit in the backyard with a glass of wine and listen to some fucking Phil Collins.
I mean, Rap God's like what, a decade old now. It's still amazing, but
Yeah, I mean that's like he did Rap God. He did all the growth. Like,
yeah,
what,
but that has no relevance on the conversation right now.
he continued to prove that he can rap good or rap like the best. Like he's at rapping, he's one of the best, if not the best. But he's continued to prove that. How is that growth if you're continuing to prove the same thing?
Yeah.
In
So
different styles.
like let's just grant, just for the sake of the conversation, Eminem is the best that there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. We're going to grant that, whether it's true or not. We're going to put him there. So growth isn't in the conversation anymore. Now the conversation is about entertaining, simply entertaining, keeping your audience engaged, making them have fun, making them think, whatever. So he just dropped a track to have fun, and it's going to be corny for some and fun for others. There's going to be a lot of people that have listened to Eminem their whole life or their whole time he's been out and be like, yeah, this ain't what I'm looking for right now, because they grew. The audience is growing, and they want to hear what he's doing that like coincides with where they are. So this one, unless you're a fucking 12-year-old, isn't for you.
Let's take the 12-year-old piece out of that. I agree with everything you said up until the 12-year-old piece. I don't want to offend any 12-year-olds out there or any
No, it's not about the
people acting like
I was about
12-year-olds.
12 when the Real Slim Shady dropped. Probably I was around there, and it was funny. Like the parents hated it, but the kids like, you know what I'm saying? And that was entry level shit for a lot of younger audiences getting into rap because it was fun. It was relatable. Like, I just watched Looney Tunes this morning. This song is perfect. It's like wine and cheese right now. Looney Tunes and this Eminem song.
Well, there you go.
But that's me. That's me. I'm a fucking idiot.
No, it's okay.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
I mean, I agree. You are an idiot. So
Yeah, thank you, DJ.
You're welcome,
But you shouldn't call yourself an idiot.
Don't make it worse
let
by
other people do
arguing with
it.
me.
Yeah, don't argue. Don't argue with the idiot, madam.
Yeah. How are you today, DJ? How are you today, Steph? And you can hold your answer, DJ.
I'm doing okay.
Oh, good.
I'm just here. Just usual Friday morning.
Yeah, my dog was like legitimately harassing me the whole time I've been here. I fed him like a little half-ass breakfast and what was left of his food, and was just planning on going to get him more dog food here shortly, and he just would not just leave my side, just talking, just being a little shit. So I had to bail out and run to the grocery store real fast. But now he's full. He's content. And he's fucked off.
Nice. That's
my girlfriend recently had to put her dog down after 12 years or something. And for the dog's last day, I made a beef tenderloin and a bunch of bacon and got him like a smoked turkey leg and put it on this like golden platter,
wow.
Here you go, and let him have a last meal like that.
I wonder if halfway through his meal, he was like, "This is amazing."
And then he picked the bacon. So I was sitting there thinking, and I have 2 dogs, and they're getting really old. They're 13 and a half, and one of them's got something wrong with them. That's probably going to put them down soon. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give them some tenderloin. I have some tenderloin scraps because I was making tenderloin. So I just fried up some scraps, no salt, no nothing on them, right? I give them each a little tiny bowl of it.
He wouldn't eat it.
It's just shit everywhere downstairs now.
Did it ever dawn on you that like you went through all this effort to do something nice for your girlfriend's dog, and halfway through the meal of its lifetime, it's like sitting there just like, dude, this is amazing. He's like, oh wait, what the fuck? Something's up.
Yeah, it's like, you never gave me this before.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, oh shit, is it coming? Is it coming?
Don't cover my eyes, boss.
I'm afraid of the dark.
I just watched the video, and yeah, it's quite mid at best. Like that's not good. The chorus is awful, and it doesn't have much of a beat. It's got lines that are genuinely in an Insane Clown Posse song from '99. So like, the writing's not great.
Well, that explains why Durs likes it so much. He's a confirmed juggalo.
He is, right? That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I'm down with the clown as much as the next guy, but like, it's Eminem. You expect a little bit more.
The great Malenko.
I'm trying to watch it while I was hearing this stuff in the background. I'll have to probably watch it again. It's not.
Again, it's not bad.
It's just
the
mid.
one he's going to be remembered for. This one that would get forgotten.
The video and stuff. It just seems like he's talking about like fucking.
I mean, and at the end of the day, it's doing its job because we're all talking about it.
His last diss track was better than this.
Yeah,
that's right. Look, in 9 hours, the video has got over 3.5 million views.
Oh wow!
There's been loads of better Eminem songs in the last couple of years than that.
Yeah, it's on brand. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's on brand. What's up, CJ?
I mean, I can't turn out a video that does 3 million views.
Hey, CJ.
Even if I took my top off.
Good morning.
There you go. Making sure your mic was working.
Rob, don't sell yourself short.
Oh, believe you me. I get if I took my top off, it'd be a lot less views.
You'll get at least 2 million views. You know.
My wife can't watch it that many times, and even stream it that many times.
What's up, CJ?
Good morning, CJ.
Well, I figured I added one more old fucker for Durs on the panel, since he likes to old shame people for not liking.
he's
rapping like he's 20, but makes sense.
Look, I'll stand by my
something like that.
There hasn't been any good rap music since 1992. Yeah, something like that. I stand by that.
No, that's not true.
I stand by it, DJ.
I think with everything you have to. That's why I love the Spotify, the recommended feature. Like if I'm listening to an album and then it'll recommend me something like a similar artist. So I've discovered a lot of artists through there. Like with that, I guess in my old age, I'm gearing more toward like R&B. Like I'm loving.
You're not as old. You're using Spotify.
DJ has been sending me a lot of links to R. Kelly lately. Like, yo, check this out. I'm in the mood.
Some R. Kelly.
I just discovered
some
that
James
guy,
Brown. James Brown, R. Kelly. Anybody else?
Color me bad.
I'll tell you what the problem is with music today. It's not the fact
Mine's
that
telling me
they
no.
can't-
It's not good.
it's not the fact that they can't do good stuff or whatever. There's no incentive to do good stuff anymore. Unless you're a really good performer and you could do concerts and you could do tours and stuff like that. There's no real money the way you used to be in making records and stuff like that. So
Funny because
they
that's,
just keep regurgitating the same shit over and over again.
that is true. It's kind of ironic that it used to be back in the day. You, as a musician, you didn't make money from the shows. You did the concert tours to sell the albums, and that's what and that's what it was about. Nowadays,
Yo, Durs, you
they-
back corny,
they-
bro.
you know,
Like that explains
they
that
don't make
difference
the
in
money
rap,
off the albums because album sales are so low. They don't make much off the individual song sales. It's all about for the artists. It's the shows.
Most hated genre. Are you crazy? Durs, you ain't never seen a concert, have you?
Yo,
You ain't never seen a concert.
R&B is up there with country's as his most hated genre.
Yeah,
R&B
I
is
gotta
awesome,
say,
man.
my most hated
Yeah.
musics are probably rap, techno,
Well,
R&B, and
half of
What was
country.
your
hip hop comes from roots from R&B.
so all,
how could you hate
all
that?
music, madam.
Everybody else's music.
Wow, that's hilarious.
R&B stuff always performs really well to real life people, and I mean what I mean like real life, like all the poppy music, that stuff. People are producing it, making it, chasing the money, which is now social media money. Like
Mhm.
kind of to build on CJ's point, like people aren't signing record deals like they used to. They're just doing it themselves and then paying a manager, a social media marketer, just that once they get big enough so they can keep performing and these people can put their social media packages together, or they can get to a point where they have like hundreds of thousands of followers on their social media platforms and start trying to book small gigs and stuff. And they're actually being ridiculously successful doing that. And you can look at Teddy Swims, who did that. And now the dude's on the radio. Now he's making late night appearances over the last year. Like he did that off of doing covers of people's songs just in his unique style. And he's just like mesmerizing to watch. You would never expect this soulful, beautiful voice to come out of this guy who's like tatted up from head to toe. And like, it's just, people can just do it on their own. They don't need the record label anymore. They don't need to be taken advantage of to get the reach out there that they have it.
Yeah, but the problem is you don't have to also be you don't have to be talented only from the music aspect from it. You have to also be talented from the entertainment aspect today. It's very, very different. Like back in the days, you could have a booming voice and have no other talent and actually make it through. Now you have to have the entire package in order to break through.
a lot first.
That started in the 80s, though. That was the 80s. Duran Duran did that, and all those bands did that stuff. Where you have to look. You have to have a look. You know what I mean? Back then, you didn't need a look. Those guys from the 70s, those guys were ugly.
There's
But they made money.
loads and loads of great artists and music out. The thing is, it's much like YouTube, as it were. You can literally go your entire life and not hear anything because there's no mainstream. It's all off into different sections. So you have to be very active in pursuing the good music that's out there. And it's the same reason that, like CJ was saying, you don't really make money from like CDs anymore.
Yeah,
Like
no money, no incentive. That's basically
there's
what
no
it
point
is.
in a
There is
record
no
label.
there is no CDs. Let's be
I only
honest.
listen to music on CDs.
I just bought some cassettes, like Wu-Tang
Yeah,
and
man.
Nas. They just dropped their stuff.
Yeah,
on
they're cool.
cassettes.
I
Ghostface.
buy blank cassettes and I just record my CDs onto the cassette by putting the boom boxes close together.
You guys are
No, I
good.
recorded from the radio. I just take my double cassette deck and
You-
just
you
record the
keep
songs
you keep
directly.
the cassette on pause just in case the good song comes on. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wait for the commercials come to hit that pause button.
You guys are
and
making me
continue
feel
recording.
old, but not as old as it was the other day when I picked up my copy of AARP magazine and saw Bon Jovi on the cover.
Who did you see?
Bon Jovi on the cover of AARP
No.
magazine. I felt old.
Pretty soon you can see Britney there too with him.
Jesus Christ, that's hilarious, dude.
All right.
By the way, Rob, before I forget,
He's living on the prayer.
for sending that thing out. I haven't opened it yet. I'm going to try to do it like on some live in the
Don't worry, brother.
early future or something.
I hope it brings you a touch of happiness.
Yeah.
TJ, I'm not gonna lie. I loved your unboxing video.
Which
The other
one?
day. The one that you just posted like a day or two ago.
I don't know if I want to keep doing those. You know
That
how
shit
many
was
of those
hilarious though.
you know how many of those I have like saved up and I haven't like posted them. It's like
Too many. Just delete them.
I don't know. Maybe I should because people like tend to like him better when I do them live. I don't know.
Yeah, the hell with it. If they're already canned, just let them play. If we keep yourself, allow you have your content going while you take a break.
And that's the only reason I dropped them.
And I like that you're the only person on the planet that I have to play in slow speed.
And we'll get back to that in just a
Just
minute.
kicked everybody out.
Yeah, well, I'll put it in the private chat. I let them know I'm going to put them backstage for a minute.
Oh,
Bring them back
okay.
up in a second. But while we're all right here, I just don't. It's just easier for us to make an announcement without other people. But we're about to make the next Comics Curing Cancer announcement. You know, we've got Heroes Con coming up in a few weeks. It's getting super close. This is the last day of May. Then we're literally counting days till we go. And Rob's saying peace. All right. Well, it looks like
2
Rob
weeks.
is leaving as well. All right. We'll see Rob later. I'm just kidding. 2 weeks. Oh my God.
No,
2
Rob,
weeks.
no.
So between now and then, we're going to be making announcements of what you can expect, what you can look forward to, and what we will have going on at Heroes Con. We showed y'all last Friday where we announced the Comics Curing Cancer.
Last week on Legion of Comics,
we announced the Comics Curing Cancer art book, which we mentioned here briefly, but this will be sold exclusively at Heroes Con, featuring artwork from 20 plus artists. Is it, DJ?
Yeah, I think it's about 23 artists.
And this, again, is
24.
exclusively at our booth 1769. So if you know somebody going, reach out to them, see if they can pick you up a copy. If there's any extra, which we don't expect there to be, we hope there isn't, we'll put them up on the website after the fact. But don't miss out on your opportunity to get that. That's the first one that we've ever done. And big thank you to everybody involved in that. Now to today's announcement, what you can expect next at Heroes Con is first off, big thank you to everyone who helped support, because this isn't possible without it. But we have our very own, in the second time ever, Comics Curing Cancer exclusive comic book partnership with Big Time Collectibles, the Sonic the Hedgehog number 69, Miko Suwayon black and white virgin variant, limited to only 500 copies. So this is actually was a pain in the ass for them to pull off. Sega protects their properties very closely. It took 6 revisions, but it happened. And we'll have our very own book. On the back of the book, it'll have the Comics Curing Cancer logo and the Big Time Collectibles logo. And I do want to point out, we had to twist the arm of Nelson for him to put his logo on there, because he wanted it just to be the C3 stuff and all that. But we thought it was very important for people to see where other people are participating and helping in this event and everything. So that book is going to be did you get the details on it, the pricing and everything?
It's a shared exclusive.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
So it's a shared exclusive. Well, there's 500 copies. Comics Curing Cancer has 250.
250
that will be available at Heroes Con. The Big Time Collectibles will also have some, but only the ones that sold through Comics Curing Cancer, where the that money will all 100% go to Comics Curing Cancer. Look at that. Look, you come with a little Comics Curing Cancer seal on there. You got that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful Miko artwork.
It really is.
It actually makes me want to say one of these. There you go, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Back cover, beautiful.
Huge shout out, Big Time Collectibles, who covered the costs on this book, and 100%, so that we have the book at no cost for us. So we get half the print run for us to be able to sell, and have all that money go to Comics Curing Cancer.
Yeah.
So that will be available at the booth as well. $30, right, DJ?
Yeah, so that's going to be $30. We are doing a limited pre-sale for people not able to make it to Heroes Con, and I just dropped that link in the chat. There are a couple of them on djlinks.bigcartel for purchase. If you're going to Heroes Con,
limited amount.
Yeah, it's super limited. If you're going to Heroes Con, don't purchase it off of the website and say, hey, bring it to Heroes Con. Anything purchased off the website will be getting shipped when we get back from Heroes Con.
Yeah, if you order it online, you're going to have to pay for shipping, and because it's a merch store, you'll have to pay tax. Whereas if you go to Heroes Con, you won't have to pay those things. So there's an advantage. If you're going to Heroes Con, pick it up live.
Mhm.
and leave the few copies that we have set aside for this for those folks who just can't make it and want to have a copy.
And you might not be the biggest video game fan, but the Sonic is a huge property. That was awesome for us to be able to get that, especially with the TV show that just dropped. The next movie's coming. Our shared exclusive features forefront on the cover the character Shadow, who's played by Keanu Reeves in the upcoming film. So it's going to be it's really dope to have gotten that. That was insanely awesome of him. We're hoping that this sells out at the con as well. So make sure if you're not going, you hit that link. I pinned it in the comment. Make sure you check that out.
Yeah, and again, big shout out to Nelson from Big Time Collectibles for like Rob said, this fantastic donation. Them incurring all the costs on this. It's dope, man.
He's one of the hugest supporters.
Yeah, a big supporter. He donated a ton of slabs last year, and then last year after he heard about our exclusive last year, he goes, "Oh yeah, I want to do one." It was great.
Yeah. So keep in mind, this isn't even the exclusive for the big 3-day finale event. This is just the Heroes Con exclusive. In order for us as a community to break the goal that was hit last year, to try to exceed that, because this is America. So the only way you succeed is if you surpass your previous year. Everything else is a failure. All these people are coming together. IRF Authentic. I don't want to butcher.
Yeah, IRF Authentics. Yeah, just did the mystery box run yesterday. It sold out yesterday. All 10 boxes, which 20% of those box sales are being donated to Comics Curing Cancer. So big shout out to
Collectibles donated this. So we have like people out there. If you're seeing this, if you want to support or be a part of, there's so many ways you can, especially if you're a shop or something like that. We would be eternally grateful to know that you're wanting to be a part of this and happy to talk with you and see how we can do something to make it a possibility.
Yeah, and I do know that I've already spoken with Gene from Shortbox. Shortbox is back in again this year to help out with some stuff. So,
and thank you. We have some orders coming in. Like, thank you so much.
Get them while you can. Super limited on there, but we didn't want to do nothing. You know, we're taking the Big Time Collectibles approach to this Big Time Collectibles shared exclusive, and Nelson always makes sure that his fan supporters and the people that are a part of the BTC community have an availability to get their hands on something if they can't make it to a con. So we wanted, in the spirit of that, to do the same thing here. Like, so we very limited number here ahead of time.
Awesome. All right, shall we bring everybody back in now?
Well, that's going to do it. Yeah.
So we can continue this discussion with our friends on the panel.
I have already ordered my copy. That is amazing. Like, it looks so good.
Wait till you see it in person.
It's impressive. Miko Swayan is nice.
Yeah. Dude's amazing.
So good that the police are coming after it.
It's hot.
Look at that.
Am I muted?
6 revisions, yo. Nelson was getting so fed up with Sega. It's like, oh. But it happened. It happened. He stayed in the pocket. They kept working. It's amazing.
Did you mute me?
Sorry, what did you say?
What'd you say?
Am I muted? Am I live?
You hear us responding to you, CJ.
Why are you hiding your hands, CJ? Can't you see your hands today?
A little warning before you kick, just randomly, just kick.
Collecting the version here.
Hey. God, Jesus.
I'm sorry, CJ. You know I'm going to mess with you if you give me an opening.
To be fair, they did say in the private chat.
Well, he's mobile right now. So
he doesn't read private chats.
Well, I don't think he would have been able to see it as easily. He's mobile right now.
Thumbs up, guys. See Bizzle's like, I love that Mad Spidey looks like he's in the Blair Witch Project right now.
Guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but are your 2 exclusives at Heroes the only 2 exclusives at Heroes Con?
Well, first off, I do want to preface this by saying there are no exclusive Heroes Con exclusives officially. These are just
Well,
books of ours we're bringing.
Our art book is
No.
Okay,
I mean, this is important
right.
to
Okay,
preface.
sorry.
These are not affiliated with HeroesCon exclusives. There will be no HeroesCon logo on them. That requires a different avenue to advertise them as such. These are just Comics Curing Cancer's exclusives that we'll be selling only at Hero. Well, not even only. We got the pre-sale up, but this is what we're taking to HeroesCon. These are not HeroesCon exclusives in the traditional sense of a con exclusive. Because
But there are no like real HeroesCon exclusives, are there?
I've only known of one, and it was a shop that's now closed down, and it was Bombardier or something did one some years ago.
Yeah,
they had that like pamphlet thing last year that was like their exclusive or whatever from.
Well, he means like retailers doing retailer.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen nothing. I don't think so. It's not
really the con for that, CJ, but I haven't seen any yet either.
Yeah, because I don't think you get that too much, because even though there's so many comics there's not a lot of the big shops. Those big shops that do those big exclusives, they're although Unknown was there last year,
they just sell their stock, their inventory.
This tends to be a lot more of the independent retailers at this one, whereas especially this same weekend you have Fan Expo in Boston. And so some of the big vendors are going there, and that's where
that's what the colored version of that comic is exclusive to, right? Fan Expo.
The other half of this print run, the color version's going to Dallas. The black and white version.
Okay. I've seen the image somewhere, but the back cover to that, I love the blue on that. But CJ, I know there's a ton of Whatnot sellers going this year compared to last year. It's going to be wild. I've already seen it, and yeah, there's a lot of Whatnot sellers going to be there this year. So.
I fear HeroesCon has become tampered and bastardized by a lot of the Whatnot.
They can't. It's unbastardizable because HeroesCon doesn't have all the
we'll see after this year
and all this and all that. Like they can run around and just like
I think that's what they're talking about doing, is just like posting up.
The merchandise there is not like advantageous for standard Whatnot stuff. Like Rob pointed out, Unknown is there as a big vendor, but they're not bringing any new to HeroesCon books. They have banners up that have their existing inventory on it from that day, back years, whatever they have in stock, and they just sell out their back stock there for full price.
Yeah, we'll such a noob. I thought Big Time Collectibles was there last year, but that was just Miko. Yeah, I know that was just David Nakayama's and Miko's booth, but it looked like it was advertised as Big Time. That was Unknown. Okay.
I don't even know the Unknown is there this year or not. I didn't look on the list, but not that it matters.
And CJ, I don't know if you saw it. You probably saw it, where Heroes is posting and updating all their artist fees, times, and details on if you're looking for a price.
I was just looking at that right now.
I was making my
list. Actually, pretty good pricing. The pricing's not bad.
Yeah. I'm not even bothering looking. I'm not 100% sure if I'm even going to be there. So.
You still not sure, CJ?
No, it's up in the air, man. I've been in the hospital for the past freaking month and a half right now. So until I know what's going on with my mom, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, that's understandable.
DJ, drop the link. You have the link pinned in the chat too, DJ.
Oh, thank you. I didn't see that.
Do me a big favor though, but actually type out and then drop the link. Pick up the Comics Curing Can't. So when I pin it, people jump in, they see a pinned comment, and they know what it. You know what I mean? Put the info in front.
But if I'm not there, I need somebody to go cut the line in front of Jimmy Neutron and tell him that's the journey. All right.
Who is Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah, who the fuck is Jimmy Neutron?
You don't know Jimmy Neutron? Robbie.
No.
Oh. That has been shared on Instagram. So, like I preached before, man, do the legwork. Make sure you guys share that out. Spread the word.
Robbie Pop Culture, and make sure you give him a good finger when you cut the line.
The line in front of him in the in this right here, I cut the line in front of everybody in that JR thing.
And you're welcome to come use one of the 8 easels we have.
That was literally me. I went to the front of the line. And Robbie and other people were back there, but that was,
You look
that
so
was
lost.
like, I was the first one.
If nobody else is gonna walk up there, I guess I'm just gonna like mosey on.
No,
up
they
there.
were like I did my thing, man. I got permission from the handlers to cut the line. Is how you do it. You don't force your way, you finesse your way. There's a difference.
Did anybody partake in any of
You
those?
should go. That's what you do.
The like artist specials, like the experiences. Did anybody partake in those? Just curious. For Heroes Con? No.
Nope.
I'm not doing any this year. I don't know if
It would be dope.
They have
They're
the JR one, and they have one.
They seem
other
like a
one.
good deal, honestly.
Yeah, of course. If you're like out to get it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Oh, I see Shortbox has a booth. I see Reese has a booth. Ultimate Comics is there. Unknown, yeah. Unknown will be there.
That
Unknown
price
Comics will be
list
there.
like updates in every couple hours too, so just keep checking that.
Yeah. No, this is the exhibitors list I'm looking at.
Okay, sorry.
I'm looking at the
I'll tell you
exhibitor
what
list and
else.
seeing who's going to be there.
I'll tell you what else. If I'm there, and everybody that shows me that they picked up one of the art books, I will make them a handmade thank you card.
Nice.
Are you gonna mail it too?
Will you not announce
No.
that because we're trying to sell these? Wait
Yeah.
till
You have to see me there. Yeah. Or I will make it on the spot.
And I can confirm that CJ's handmade cards that he makes are fantastic.
Is it like this, CJ?
I have
Because
one.
Show us an example.
I got like a little painted thing and love it.
Wow.
CJ,
That's
hashtag
CJ?
nicest guy ever.
No, it will have my blue. It will have my blue face on it.
Oh, those are dope too.
Let me see if I have mine. Let me go dig.
Those are dope
The
too.
Comics
I
Curing
love the
Cancer
quote you just
post
showed.
says it's made with AI again, just so you know.
It's made
Really?
with AI.
It does.
So
I
on
love
the
it.
post, like I took the thing off, and it's just like you know me. I don't know what the fuck.
Oh
is
yeah,
going on.
no,
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
not.
little-
I'm
it's a
not. I
little
never
check
would
at the
suggest,
bottom.
but
Yeah, I don't.
just so you're aware, it's
That's why I messaged Mark the first day you guys post those. I was like, dude, you guys notice this says made with AI, which I'm assuming 100% this was not made with AI.
No,
He's like,
Miko Suayon is
Yeah.
actually a real artist.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't, and dude, even I've backed off the AI a little bit with doing some of my thumbnails. I'm kind of composing images I like, but even with the AI stuff I was doing, none of it was flagged. Like none of my stuff was flagged for AI. So I don't know why you're having so much issue with it.
Who, me?
Yeah, no, it's a bit.
No, DJ.
It's.
I
a
do
pain in
not
the
like
ass.
AI.
So like if you.
Mad Spidey, I'm kind of concerned for you. I feel like there is a serial killer lurking around in the neighborhood, and
Oh,
like,
don't worry about him. He is.
Yeah, I checked it off.
so dark
Okay.
there.
He's that guy.
That's weird. Did you say it shouldn't? Yeah, if you check it off, it
Hey,
should be.
maybe it's just giving me the option to
Forever.
tell them that it's made for AI. Thinking about it,
I would if
Could
you
be
go
that.
into, because I looked into it a bunch when it was first coming out. You might need to literally like click into the learn more and go into why is this labeling like Instagram, and maybe it's just they're flagging everything for a certain reason because it's all bots. It's all just a program. So maybe reach out to them through this learn more.
Reach
and
out
be
to
like,
the bot.
No, you'll get like an actual customer service representative or somebody that's handling it.
I reached out when it first happened, and I wasn't able to get anybody.
Really?
It was just
Okay.
a standard like chat bot.
Gotcha. Well, that's lame.
Yeah. So.
Hey,
Just
Dirk,
ready for
when
something
are
like
you
the
going?
The size of
What day you gonna be there?
Instagram or Facebook or Twitter to not have like responsive people to be able to.
Yeah, it's terrible. I'll be there Thursday at like 2-3 o'clock.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because some of us are going to be there Thursday. I'm going to be there Thursday.
Yeah,
What are y'all
I'm
gonna be
leaving.
doing?
Whatever. If you guys
Arriving.
need help, we're there to help. But chilling, basically. So we're there. We're there Thursday to just chill.
Yeah, Paul. AI is like
100%.
AI is fun. I know this guy. y'all see where the current? I don't even know how much y'all honestly know about like AI outside of like just like the little toys that we get to play with, but like actual like open source AI and where it is. You know, like currently being developed by the current generation of AI. It's over with. It's done. Like
There's
the
a
actual open
comparison.
source AI and stuff.
It's wild to watch some of the comparison videos as it goes, like to some beginning stage AI to like what it is now and everything. It's wild.
Yeah, it's and
Like I said,
AI has been
but
100% cracked
it's
too. There's
good.
no more like CJ's here, but Nauman was talking about like how like he's not really worried about it because it's all programming. You're just programming.
Right.
It is not that anymore. They cracked AI already, and it's at the point where AI is simply just how much power you're pushing into the component. It's all open. It's wide open.
Use it for good. Anybody listening? Anybody out there? Use it for good.
It's not even a use it for anything. It's
Nice.
at this point AI's limitation is simply people trying to find ways to curate and restrict and keep it pointed and aimed. That's all.
100%.
It's insane.
AI is theft.
Lady
Bottom
Fantastic.
line. So if you support it, you're a thief.
Sorry, CJ. I don't support the art 100%, but I support it in ways to help everyday life is what I support it.
I support.
Well, listen, you can justify your thievery in any way you want. It still makes you a thief.
So okay. So let me ask you this: if instead of making custom, just blank, non-textured backgrounds with just random and non-likeness images, over going to Google, taking somebody's already made thumbnail, screenshot, image, drawing, or whatever, and then using that and editing it somehow so that's my background, you would rather me do that?
How about here's an idea? How about get some talent or try to practice?
Can't draw, man. I can't do it. Dude, I have tried and I wanna share this because my mom's
make stick fingers. It's still original.
My grandma was so artistic. She used to draw little cards because we used to take meals to her as she got more senile. But she actually died from lung cancer. Both my parents did, and she used to do little cards. And my mom has them all framed, and they're awesome. But dude, I can't draw. I've tried a lot. I have little imagination.
Stick figures. That's still original.
I know, but now my thumbnail, like I said, I've backed off of AI a little bit, but I still support it in the ways of good and making day-to-day life easier.
But what about like
stealing art? It's doing art and making like comic books and making stuff like that. I am so far on the fence to not support that. Like 100%, I will die on that hill with you guys. So.
But Durs, what if your thumbnails were of like old school books or something, and you like did a picture over that or something, or you did?
But isn't that somebody's already copyrighted image? They're both their artwork.
But you're showing something that you loved, and it's not like
right. But if you see my thumbnails now, that's kind of what I'm doing. But I'm making them more transparent, so you can't really see them. Like I said, my last couple thumbnails, you guys check out my content. They're different now. So
I think the issue is that every time you do it, Durs, you're giving the AI more information. Like, so it's just taking more and more from the source. So that's the difference between taking just a photo from
and there's also so many apps that need limitations because I use Canva. That's the only AI app that I really mess with whatsoever. And just to generate things and anything. But if there's any likeness or anything at all, it's restricted. It doesn't generate it. It won't let me do it. But there's so many apps out there that you could just type in Spider-Man and it's just going to generate a Spider-Man for you.
That's so we're clear. There's only one thumbnail you need, and it's been proven reliable on YouTube, and that's
yes. I refuse to do it, dude. It's a scam.
There's plenty of copyright. There's plenty of royalty-free items out there that you could use instead.
I hate that pose, but let me tell you something.
This
week, both of my videos this week had some variation of that type of a look, and both of them are over 1,000 views.
Yeah, that series is dope.
They love
man.
it.
That was a dope series.
They love it.
Dude, the topic conversation videos I'm doing now are doing ridiculously well. Unless you're Durs and you get baptized in the comment section.
No,
But,
dude, those are my favorites to get baptized in the comment section.
But that video, Durs, I know like you watch them when they release and stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And at that time it had like around 200 views. The
Right.
day after like we were in the comment section on it is when it actually started performing, and it's at like just under 2,000 views now.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been this PGX one from yesterday. It hasn't even been 24 hours yet. It's over 1.5K.
Nice. So you want to hear you want to hear my shame of my YouTube channel now? So if one of my videos hits like if it hits 100 views for my younger channel, tiny baby channel, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's all.
If it hits 500 views, that's like 5,000 or 10,000 for me. The two videos on my channel that feature Lady Durs, my girlfriend, one is trending upwards right now, and the other one is now my most watched, hands down video on my channel.
Just put a female on there. Yeah, imagine that, Durs.
Dude, it sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, I would make some comments about that, but you can already assume what I would say.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it, and she hates it too because like she would like to be more involved, but she's really not comfortable on camera, like filming and being in front of the camera and stuff. It's just not her vibe because it took me months and months and months to even get comfortable just talking into a camera, and I'm still kind of
get her for your thumbnails.
Yeah, for real.
And to confirm, she's not AI.
You confirm?
Yeah, maybe she is.
What's the movie? The '90s movie? Come on, I can't think of it.
Clueless.
All that?
No, where they build the chick.
Oh,
weird science.
Weird science. 80s.
That's
80s movie.
Sorry, bro. I was like 6 or 7 the first time I saw that.
These young bastards. I don't know.
To be fair, it was a TV series in the 90s.
Fire movie.
Yeah. Chat was the best.
The shit pile.
Chat.
Hey, Durs, was that you that got into it with the sticky goose?
Oh my God! All right, listen.
No, that was some Biggie Chat.
Hang on. I gotta nip this in the butt right now because I've been hearing my name thrown around the community. I know. Just hang on. It's stressing my girl out because you guys think I'm all going there to fight this dude. I'm literally going there to call him Sticky Moose all weekend. That's it. That's it. That's it. Sticky Moose, and I would love, and because like you guys didn't see where he said he wanted to individually one-on-one interview every member of the gatekeeping comic book community. That's what got me fired up. That was originally especially with the Biggie Shack. And then all I said was he's like, dope. I got press passes for Heroes Con. I would love to individually interview each and every one of the gatekeeping members of the comic book community. I replied with, dope. Me and my girl also had press passes. I'll see you there with a kissy face. He deleted both comments when he made that video. That was it.
Kissy face.
See you at 3 o'clock outside in the yard.
Kissy face is one of my favorite.
You gotta have a throuple with Sticky Goose.
Dude,
I'll be out there at 2:45.
I'm just saying. I saw a lot of people. Rob Fatstacks made an IG post, and he's like, "Who's coming to Heroes Con?" And there was a lot of people saying, "I'll see you at Heroes Con, Rob." So apparently, all those people are coming there to fight you. That's how we take it, I guess, and how everybody takes. I'll see you. Saying, I'll see you.
Coming to fight me.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to nip this in the butt that there's no drama. For me to fight somebody over the internet is the most obscene thing I've ever seen, coming from somebody who grew up in the Call of Duty lobbies in their prime, bro. Like, there's no drama. There's no nothing besides him calling Sticky Moose all weekend. That's it. That's it.
I call him Dicky Goose.
Yeah, Dicky Goose.
Sticky Cum. I like that one too.
What? Sticky what?
Sticky Cum. I like that one.
Oh, that's not a good one.
I'm a weird individual, man. That I mean,
if you like Sticky Cum, that's your
I rock those squirt emojis pretty proudly, man.
I don't know. I would be careful. He looks like one of these escaped mental asylum guys. You know?
Oh, you gotta be worried about those, man. Gotta be worried about those.
Give me a. Y'all, I moved. I'm in a new
Where'd you
place.
move?
I was gonna
Where'd
ask
you
if
move
you,
to?
you're not like in your usual. You usually see the top of your couch.
What's
Better
this? Yeah,
place?
You don't see the top of your
Oh,
couch
it's the new
now.
place. Cool.
He looks like he would bite you in a fight. I would be very cautious.
I'd be pretty mad if I got bit in a fight. That's something that's never happened.
Oh.
You never got bit in a fight?
I've never got bit in a fight.
Not
Haven't
even
been
your
in a
ear?
fight.
Nope. I've got eye poked in a fight. Some dude tried to literally like Three Stooges double eye poke me back in the day.
And then he went.
No, I hit him. I hit with one of these, dude. He didn't know what to do.
Next time you're in a fight, you just say, "Look over there."
Wild.
If it's a no holds bar, no rules fight, you fucking go for the eyes. It's the first thing you do.
No, you don't. You go for the neck, then you go for the eyes.
Dude, ask a Navy SEAL.
Oh, you bite.
I wish we had one here on the panel to ask.
I know. CJ, you're the closest thing to a Navy SEAL. You're a real estate agent.
Okay. Listen, there's nothing that's gonna.
I love he just goes, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He
Y'all
just goes with
sharks.
it.
Y'all are killers.
Yeah. Well,
No, real estate's great. You know, my mom, I've never told you this, CJ, but my mom likes to flip places as a hobby.
you did tell me.
Oh, did I? Okay.
You did.
Yeah, she's gonna help me because she's already got the logistics lined up of her favorite people, and we're gonna get this place renovated. Like, so You're moving to Nornrad? Good. I'm gonna have my own comic room. I'm finally getting to have one. My sister's gonna help me make it.
That's
Nice.
amazing. You get to create from scratch.
Yeah, I know.
Are you gonna put books up and everything, or are you gonna
Yeah,
do something?
I want to put up like pictures and shit, like get stuff that I love and put it up
Sweet.
and have
Are you
swag.
gonna pick the wall?
Yes, I want to be like Rob Fatstacks or Legion of Comics or Collecting with Durs or Dr. John Who.
I own like 6 slabs. Don't put me in that category.
Well, look at your back. Look in your background.
It's just Prince and Austin. That's
But
what I
it's
like.
How's that background? That look good? That's a good background.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do
Yeah.
is adorn my walls with the pop culture
Right.
stories that I love.
Right.
Just trying to be like Comic Vet and spend the
I'm just
entire
trying to
time
be like
pretending
Comic
you're
Vet.
going to do it.
With
Chris?
Comic Vet, you got the Comic Vet look right now.
Yeah, I know it's just this. I'm gonna
Just going back to that CGC in-service thing that they're doing over in Heroes Con, I would look at the rates that they charge for the like right away service, because it's a lot more expensive than what it is for.
I'm out. CJ. I'm 100% out. I did my budget last night, and I'm like, if I want to get books submitted, that's just an extra couple $100. I could use at the con to do other things when I could just send those books at unless I really want something witnessed.
Well,
that's the only dilemma.
there's also the option where you can just submit them at the con for the regular price and let them ship them back to you. You know, not pay.
No,
for
I'm saying like if I get things signed or whatever, if I don't do anything CGC whatsoever at the con, that's an extra $100 to just go towards.
Yeah, that's you.
That's,
Some people CGC is a personal requirement, so they're looking at
100%.
what CGC route they should
I will
take.
teach you how to make your own COA.
The only reason I would want the only reason that would make sense for me to want it on demand is if I have to do a trade with somebody there at the con during that event, or if there's something that I specifically want in my hands. I don't want it to go in.
Have you ever traded
Can
at
you
a con
imagine,
before,
CJ, like the possibilities this opens now? Like say you're there looking at a raw copy of a high-end book. You're looking at like a upper 3-figure, maybe even a 4-figure book, and you're talking back and forth with the vendor, you know, and you're talking price, and at that point price is heavily dictated by condition of the book. You have the answer there, you know what I mean? Like, well, look, let's go grade this thing out. If it grades out at X, Y, or Z, I'll pay the price for it, or you know what I mean? Like
that's practical.
I would do that.
That's practical. CJ,
I'm going to buy this. I'm taking it to CGC. If it doesn't grade out, are you going to give me some money back? If they find a flaw in it, are you going to give me the difference back after this transaction?
I actually, if I'm there, I'm planning on doing that.
Can I ask a CGC question for you guys that I'm curious about? So CGC only, like, if I would send a book in, they're only going to verify 2 signatures, correct? No remarks. Is that how it goes?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to verify signatures only. Up to
Did I miss the Sticky Goose
to a maximum
conversation
of
on
2.
here or something?
You did. You did.
Much love, man. It's weird how he's got a lot of hate for us. So I'm just saying. But
I don't think he does, Durs. You're having like a
his
personal,
stick,
you're having like
his
a personal issue with him, my dude.
I've watched a lot of stuff. I watched a lot of stuff with Biggie Shack and Gem Man and Comic Tom and all those, man. He bashes the hell out of a lot of people.
Yeah,
he just hasn't made a video about you yet.
He I guess he does take shots.
He could make videos about me. I wouldn't know because I just don't watch them.
Yeah.
Yo, just don't
the only reason I
engage.
do is because it got.
Don't
The
engage.
only reason I do is it got
engage.
shared in the chat.
Yeah, that's a good point, Razor. If you're still watching, like that is kind of ironic comment that you just made because he literally made a video bashing. Like what really started it was him just out of left field, left-handedly taking a shot at Biggie Shack, which is fine. He's entitled to do that, but then people responded to him in his own video on his comments, from what I understand. Then he made a video like critiquing a lot of other YouTubers. So it's just people he's taking shots at responding to him. So I don't know.
I harass him all the time. He never takes shots at me.
This is his content.
Yeah, he tells people that's what he tells people in his own video. He says, "I'm literally just trying to make people mad."
That's his whole thing. You know?
Yeah, and that's cool. But that's 8th grade. So move on and make real content. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah. Don't entertain it. That's pretty much.
Yeah. I never watch him. You know why? Because he fucking bores me. I watched one of his things trying to be funny.
I watched him until
fucking weirdo.
I watched a few videos of his, but there was one that I saw that he was dealing with the whole what's his name, the scandal that happened over here in Queens, where he was talking about it as but he was talking about it as if he was an expert on what happened when like you weren't there. So that was, like,
gotta do it for the views.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You weren't there. I was there at the show. And it was like, I'm done with this guy because he's just.
I think Chris was actually. I think Chris made a video about that. I think he was there.
So I tried. So I heard about Sticky. I think CJ did an interview with Sticky Goose.
Yeah, I interviewed him on the influencer.
Yeah, I didn't. Because you did an influencer thing, and I didn't really know who he was, and so I went to check out some of his videos after you did that influencer video, and I was just like,
by the way, CJ.
I'm just like, he just doesn't do it for me. Like
I like those influencer ones.
I'm just kind of a Switzerland on it. It's just like, do I like his content? Not particularly. Do I watch it? No, not really.
I'm right here. I check it out sometime. I don't care that he takes shots at people.
Me either. It's
fair. He doesn't get upset when people take
like,
shots at him back. He uses it for content.
What's the point of stirring the pot? I mean,
he has fun doing it.
I kind of like that.
That's how I look at it.
I kind of like the fact that he didn't take himself seriously. That's what I like.
Like look at the video where he trolled you, Durs. Like he clearly didn't even take his own troll serious, you know.
That's fine. But a lot of people, you could, like I said, you could make a random video about a random person that you don't even know. That random person could see that video and be dealing with so much stuff. Then who knows what that
random person? That's not on Sticky.
Right. But then if that person does something, then 100%.
That's on that person. That's on. That's
agreed.
Never.
Agreed.
On Sticky Goose.
Agreed. But you should I know, but you should. I'm just thinking of it from that perspective. You should think about what you're doing before you do it 100%. Be like, what could be the repercussions? What could be the repercussions? What could be the outmix? What could I don't know, man.
Oh, he knows exactly what he's doing. Every time he does something, it's methodical. It's not impulsive. Trust me. He knows exactly what buttons to push.
Yeah. I mean, CJ, you know how to do that too, but you're not. I don't think that you necessarily do it always for content. I think you're just yourself. I don't know. Sticky Goose, I feel like, has like certain agendas. He says, okay, I'm going to target this. I'm going to do that. Esteban, it's fine. I didn't either. You're going to be fine not knowing, because it's like.
The difference between him and me, I don't do it for like the growing
Content.
the channel. I do it for
Yeah.
the amusement of myself. There's a
Yes.
difference.
He does it.
100%.
Yeah, he does it. He's a content creator, and his content is stick poking the, and that's
Right, but
and
when you
that's
get called
fine.
out on it, don't get all butthurt.
Well, he didn't. To be fair, he didn't get butt hurt. It's just, I guess, some people, like, you can go to his videos, like a lot of the comments are pushing back on him. He doesn't mind.
Right,
that,
right, but I think that's more of his community trolling him. When somebody outside that community gave him some actual facts, he was quick to respond and delete all that and have a reality check. I feel
Yeah,
like.
that was like he did delete your low key.
So, like,
threats.
I guess, dude. Again, I'll see you.
He protected you from getting a YouTube strike as a viewer by deleting your comment.
I guess
you were borderline breaking TOS.
Again, I guess in 2024, saying "I'll see you somewhere" means fighting now. So that's wild.
You're definitely downplaying the context.
I wasn't. I was basically, he was trying to clout or big dick me with his press pass, and then he was kind of surprised. I feel like when I was like, "Well, me and my girl have a press pass, so we'll see you there at the same time, man." That was 100% what I was literally saying.
I like that.
No, I'm just saying. I wish he didn't delete it because that was word for word. Like I said, dude,
I read it in real time.
for me to be mad or hate somebody or be pissed off or want to fight somebody over an internet is unfathomable. It's what I say.
You guys know who is loving this right now? Sticky Goose.
I can confirm that Durs has bought a fedora with the press little thing.
The little card, right?
Yeah, the card.
No, can I get a big top hat and a monocle? That'd be even better, like a cane.
No, that's not
fedora, a trench coat, and
don't forget the suspenders.
What's
a
t-shirt? What's a trench coat for? I need to know the relevance of the trench coat.
With suspenders.
It's just
it's so when you're in inclement weather, you're prepared for indoors.
Or like not a flasher or anything like that. Nothing like that.
We're talking about old school noir style press.
Okay. Spy versus spy gap.
Okay, so I'll take my relevance from. It's okay. Fallout. There's a character in Fallout that's like that. I got you. You
had to throw in the Fallout reference. Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this. How the hell does everybody and their mother get a press pass? What value does a press pass have? Everybody could get one.
There's not.
No zero.
I get basically I get the VIP package, everything that comes with the VIP package.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. You want to see my emails?
Not that I recall that being.
Are you gonna fight?
I
heard now Durs wants to fight Izzy. That's what I heard.
We know
who's gonna win that match.
I will see you at Euroscon, Izzy. # Rat Pack.
I'll see you there.
No, I'm serious. I checked a long time ago. Whatever is in it, we get everything that the VIPs get. That whole swag bag, blah 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 blah. Plus earlier access. Plus our information will be directly with every artist and creator there. And if we want to set up like individual, like one-on-ones, any panels or like that, we have.
That still doesn't answer my question, though.
What do you mean? It's all.
How does everybody and their mother get a press pass?
I said it a months ago. All you got to do is go to their thing and just apply. The worst thing that they're going to tell you is no. Because
that's my point. Everybody's telling me they got a press pass. Like, it's too easy. Like, what the fuck? Like, all of a sudden, everybody's.
To be fair, last year at HeroesCon, I was constantly sharing, constantly blah 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 blah. I made multiple videos for them. To me, HeroesCon was the first con I've ever been to, so it's always going to hold the most special place in my heart. So
just because I know that I wasn't fucking crazy. Durs, you remember when this whole thing with you?
I don't know about that.
When you and fair enough, Caroline, I can see that. When this thing with you and Sticky Goose happened, I'm not ever going to make comments or talk about what's discussed in private chats, but I will point out that we did have extensive conversations in private chats. In the Legion chat, DVH was in there. Izzy's in that one. I think Simon's in that one, and it is confirmed that just saying "I'll see you at the con" was not your intention at all with your statements or your feelings at the time. I'm looking at it right now. we talked you off of a ledge of even being willing to get thrown out of that car.
No, that was your guys' thing.
No, come out. Wait, before you say no and argue with me, because arguing with me only goes
no, I'm
one
not
way.
arguing. To my relevance, you guys put me on pedestals always. 100%.
I never put you on a pedestal.
If I'm bringing this up, Durs, it's because I'm looking at
Rob.
You can send it to me. Feel free to send it to me.
I would just screenshot it and just send it to you.
Feel free to send it to me because I'm 100% sure you guys always want to put me on a pedestal.
I want to see it happen.
10,000% sure that you are not recalling the past. Correct.
Send it to me. Send it to me right now.
I drinks a lot of Mountain Dew and smokes too much weed. The other one of us.
It's all that root.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Send it to me right now. We'll confirm it right now.
DVH is laughing because he was one of the ones telling you to chill out.
I got my DMs open.
I'm seeing it, Durs, too. Again, I'm not going to put our conversation out there. I mean, all of it was in the context of that day, talking amongst friends and all that. But
those DMs.
I'm up for the fight. I want to see it.
It's so much funnier looking back on it now after hearing you try to downplay the context of your intentions.
And
there's more to it.
100%.
Don't put it all out.
100. I'm not. I'm just saying 100%. I was just saying it would be worth it. I was just reconfirming what the previous message at the top of that said. That's what I meant. Because you do remember you do remember, Mark. If you go above that to one more message,
I did. I went above it, below it, around it.
That's what I'm saying.
I looked.
That's what
I decided to.
That's what that was referring to. So, like I said, stirring the pot.
That's funny. That is just too funny.
Talking of cheese, I've started eating cheese again.
Cheese?
Oh, phenomenal! Good for you.
I'm veggie now rather than
deceased.
So no more worms.
Proud of
So you finished with the worm? No more worms for you?
I just really like cheese, and it was just.
Oh my
me.
god, I love cheese.
Jason Fatback liked my post. I'm hyped.
Doc Von
Sorry.
The same area that gets so this is true for Oreos too. But if you give a mouse cheese and you give a mouse Oreos and you give a mouse cocaine, if you look at their brain scans, you can't tell the difference.
Actually, I was reading an interesting article the other day. They were talking specifically about cheese and talking about that the reason for that has to do with in milk. There's a chemical or something that basically gets treated.
Oops.
Sort of like narcotics and drugs, but that what ends up happening is when you make it into cheese, it becomes concentrated, especially as you remove the lactose and stuff. And so it triggers that same drug.
It's a dairy concentrate. Instead of wax.
This is just a habitual or an excitement level reaction. Like people who enjoy anything in life are having an excitement.
Yeah, but this is specifically that actually there's a compound within
cheese,
within milk, and concentrated in cheese that actually that has the same reaction as
I wonder if it's casein.
But I'm saying that you're not having a narcotic reaction. It's a natural biological reaction you're having to a stimulant that you enjoy. It's not
man-made. Well, it is man-made.
Narcotic. This study's been done for like decades and decades, and they were doing it back in the 90s with people that were addicted to crack cocaine.
Yeah,
they were taking people who had recovered for years and years, and they're putting you can put stuff in front of them like crack pipes or paraphernalia, and you can also put other objects in front of them that are just exciting, fun objects, and it fires their brain off in the same excited level. Yeah, it's not.
It's a reward center. It's a reward center. But the thing is, the difference is cheese doesn't make you give up all your belongings and fucking go to the street.
You're right. It is casein.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
It's the chemical called casein.
But to be fair, lady,
it triggers the brain's opioid center.
That neurological response, that proves that neurological response is not what's causing people to ruin their lives. It's an individual basis. That's why some people do drugs recreationally and some people do burn down their lives and stuff. We all experience those desires.
It's the same center that's getting triggered. It's just the biological predisposition for addiction.
Yeah, everyone has that reaction is what I'm saying. But like you pointed out,
my dog has that reaction. That's why
different responses to that feeling.
It's The cheese tax.
Cheese tax is a real.
Hey, y'all looked at the cheese mines, right? I love talking about the cheese mines whenever I get a chance.
I don't know what a cheese mine is, but
That's
it sounds
good.
So
Now I
America
know.
has like they protect the dairy industry by any cheese that's not sold, they buy it. The government buys the unsold cheese and it goes in the mines. We have cheese mines.
That's like Canada and their syrup. They do the same shit with
They
maple
have syrup mines.
Yes, yes, they do.
We were talking about this one time
Yes, they
on one of the
fucking do.
channels that I was reading. There was a great maple syrup heist where there was a whole thing where, like, into the Canada's national reserves, they have a national reserves for syrup, and there were some people that were like breaking in and like siphoning off syrup from the national reserves, and then going into New England, then selling it throughout New England as other syrups. So it was like, I was like, oh, well, this is like too great. There's a great maple syrup heist.
They're for real.
This is a picture of from inside of our cheese mines.
I need to go there because I will steal it. You'll find me.
I think that they would just
out.
open it to the public in some form or fashion, just to be able, like, as a touristy thing. Like, I bought cheese from the cheese mines.
For sure, dude.
And isn't some cheese like get better with age? I know not all, right? But
all of them. All of them. All of them.
Does it just get sharper for the most part?
Yeah. Do they do anything with the cheese in the cheese mine?
I don't know. Really, can you imagine working there? Can you imagine the stink of working there? The cheese.
Well,
I can't believe we made it to a cheese conversation.
Italians, man, they fucking will go hard for cheese too, man. They know how. They got some cheese mines and some
I like
wine
watching
mines.
people make the pasta on top of the cheese wheel.
Oh
Where they
my
just take the hot
God.
pasta and set it there and move it around until it just.
Yes.
There's the Canadian National
Oh
Syrup
my
Reserves.
God!
I
That looks
told
like
you.
God.
It's not oil.
That looks like the opening
Canadian
set of the
oil.
next Indiana Jones movie.
It's the syrup reserves.
Yes, it's legit. They will kill you for it.
Yep. It's the strategic world's only reserve of maple syrup.
Oh my goodness!
If I ever went full super villain, like I would have to take on something like the syrup.
It would be like called the syrup meister.
I don't want to do real crimes, but I would quite like to break into a bank of
cheese.
Yeah, cheese or just want to
A
know.
whole bunch of misdemeanors. I'll just do so.
I need the 1953 Brie. Somebody go get me some.
That's the thing, though, Nor and Rad. They love it when you get it mold. So cottage cheese is like probably it's before you get cheese. So you let the milk curdle and stuff, and that's like the earliest, most premature
And it's
form
great
of
with
cheese.
peaches.
I love cheese and cottage.
Millions of peaches.
Cottage
for
cheese and
free.
peaches.
Yeah,
Magnificent.
Peaches for free.
Look out!
Yeah, no, excellent. Well, DVH, I'm glad. Do you have a favorite type of cheese? Not necessarily brand, but a type of cheese that's your favorite of all. Obviously, it's not American because American's not cheese.
I'm only just back on the wheel of cheese. So
I like
haven't.
that time. Good.
It's been a while since I've had a lot of stuff. I used to really like halloumi and brie and any cheese. Oh, I used to be well into my cheese.
I'm very much an extra sharp cheddar man myself.
Oh yes, like the classics are classics for a reason. Like your cheddars, you know.
My mom is a big extra sharp cheddar. New York, she loves that New York extra sharp.
Tillamook Reserve extra sharp cheddar, phenomenal.
I like
need some
Tillamook.
cheddar now. It's gonna happen.
Tillamook makes a good cheese, man.
They do, and make great ice cream too. Holy shit!
Do they? I've never had their ice cream.
Oh my god, their ice cream is so insane. The problem is, if you're diabetic, you can taste the fucking sugar.
You can
just
feel
like
it.
I mean, worse than the regular ice cream. I mean, it is like crazy, but nice.
What are you trying to tell us, Mark?
I'm trying to say,
John
if
Romita
you're out there
Jr. is
you're
a
looking
great
for
artist.
strong female character leads in comic books, look no further than the Miller World.
Hit girl.
He's got him for days. Like,
Look no further than Chris Claremont. X-Men. Shit.
No, I'd look way past that. Go and land on Miller.
I'm poking you in your eye. I'm not going to be an Heroes, Alan. I bought a condo instead.
Yeah, Lady F thought about going to Heroes, but she heard all of us were going, and she said, "Fuck that shit."
Yeah,
Too much
she couldn't get her
testosterone.
press pass in time.
I
No.
didn't
Man.
get press pass, and I said it's not worth it if I don't have the press pass.
Actually, what it really was is she said, "I can't be in the same place as Fat Stacks."
Yeah.
Friday online is more than I can handle.
Yeah. Well, you're like cheese. You're concentrated. You come in like there's just a punch.
My wife says that too. That I'm better in small doses, but
She
she
says you're
still lives with
concentrated?
me. So
He's concentrated, extra concentrated. There's so much there's so much to put into just a human. So he's a concentrate for sure.
How much to put into a human?
Like just all the good excellence, tastiness, punch. One human. Mini punches.
Simon?
What?
Alvin?
Oh.
Theodore? No. No, I won't be able to. I'm planning though. My budget should be amenable for a 2025 Heroes. It's just that I had to get a new home. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna have a.
That's
I'm gonna have
acceptable, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm doing Heroes by proxy this year.
I mean, they have basically everybody is going, and like they can just bring you along like video style.
Yeah.
Well,
we're gonna win this a fight. That's what
I have
Oh my God.
two Aussies.
Dude, I'm telling you, gotta knock it off.
That's
Me and Izzy are fighting because I'm seeing him there now.
Yeah.
Everything's
I've got
gone towards Izzy.
Okay.
Now you're fighting?
You forget where I'm from, dude.
I know, dude.
Simon speak.
I
Shut
want
up.
I want you to play the flute in some of the rats, bro.
Oh, I don't need the flute.
Is he
All the rats come
whack? Who else?
Lay's not going.
Oh, Lee's not going?
Lay pulled out.
Who's going?
No, Sean and Dave. So
Lee pulled out,
Zaz
that's-
comics
Just
and,
like the
Delane
Australian to
35
pull
cents.
out.
Okay.
We pulled out. That's sad.
No, we just gave her a
Stringy.
But what about the tattoo? Now we haven't spoken about the tattoo. Are we getting the tattoo?
He claims.
Is it like a tramp stamp butterfly on your thigh or something?
No,
It's
it's
no,
the
it's-
C3 logo.
It's the
That should
C3
be
logo.
like featured.
C3 logo tramp stamp.
I was hoping for like a tramp stamp like on the inner, like your groin, like your hip, like but a butterfly or something or a flower.
That's correct.
Butterfly in the sky.
I can go twice.
You should get a tattooist to do it at the C3 booth.
Well,
Yeah,
see,
but
that's
you
what
get a
the joke
tattoo
was.
artist.
I got my current tattoos healing, and somebody was asking what it was. I said,
Throw
"Oh, my
everything off the
tattoo
booth,
is a
slap 'em
tattoo
down.
of DVH getting a tattoo of Tyler getting a tattoo."
Right, because VVH, you can't get the tattoo until he gets a tattoo. Is that correct?
I can't get the tattoo until I have any money. As soon as I have any money, I'll do it. I don't care whether he gets a tattoo. Like,
And then he buys more comics. Welcome to
And
a.
then he buys more comics, right? Oh,
it's a problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
It is definitely a problem.
He's gonna be a hero.
Nice.
Take a look. It's in a book. Reading rainbow. Go Southern's gonna be at Heroes.
Oh,
Southern,
yeah.
are you coming to Nashville? There's a con here in Nashville this weekend. Nashville con. I know where to go.
Wow.
Reading a rainbow.
You'll notice I'm still here. I had no team meeting today in Romania.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you guys have Dirk on
It's a
Friday.
holiday.
Yeah, I
in
got
Romania.
the day off too, bro. It was a
It's,
nice change.
In Romania. It's called Children's Day, and apparently adults get the day off.
Oh, Jeffrey
The adults
Epstein
get the day
celebrated
off?
that one too.
What about
I-
Jeffrey
I-
Epstein?
Oh,
I just took an RDO off for work, just to have a long weekend, to have some rest. That was
Nice.
it. Just feeling a bit done at the moment.
I like that idea.
Mm.
I think I'll take a week off in mid-June.
Same.
I wish I could take time off in June.
Maybe like June.
June
out.
and December.
Shout out to the new job and actually being able to take vacation days and get paid for Heroes Con. Love that.
oh, look at that! You getting paid for
Mhm.
Heroes cards. You get a press pass. You gotta get into a
Mhm.
fight.
Nice.
All that's, you know.
Oh, nice of the Comic Geek.
Take your bets now, guys. Who's gonna win?
You're wild.
Ouch. I hate my elbow's been flaring up. No, I can pull my elbow braces
Dude,
up.
I'm not looking forward to it. I'm gonna be knee braced up, maybe back braced up. I am in rough shape for walking for Heroes Con, man. It's rough. My knee's bad, my back's bad. I have my side of
You're too young for that.
You're not in convention shape.
No,
you need
dude.
to be on convention shape, man.
I've been going to the chiropractor 2 days a week to try and get in convention shape, but I'm hurting, man. I'm hurting.
All you gotta do is just walk around cement floors. That's it.
Yeah.
Just walk around cement floors for at least
I'm
7
probably
hours a day.
I'm probably gonna be rocking my Jordan slides most of the time because those are the only. Because like if I wear like tennis shoes for too long, man, it kills me.
CJ, why are you shouting out my weight there?
You say that you're bigger than somebody, that's all.
Oh, probably. How tall are you again?
Who?
How tall
Oh,
are you
me?
again?
I'm a little dude. I'm like 5'10", $180 in max. I'm a little
So
guy.
you're 5'10", and Mark is like 4, right? Because
Mark's like 4. Yeah. I used to be
Mark,
like
what?
200. I used to be like 270 pounds before all my bad habits in my younger days.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see us. Yeah, you'll see us, man. You'll see us in person for sure.
Okay. I got rep fighting power.
I would have heard it a shredder, bro. Or not shredder, but splitter. Just sit on me, bro.
I just prepared to beat Sticky Goose's ass. Oh man.
Marcus. I'm saying it now, man.
Firing him back up.
I'm saying it now, man. I like it's stressing my girl out. For each person in the community that keeps commenting on that, like you're gonna drop off my homie list, man. You guys got to snip it in the butt. Like it's done. It's over with. There's nothing gonna be like that. I need to stop seeing it because it's way overdone. Way overdone as a community. Like it's a joke.
But in all seriousness, if you're gonna see Sticky Goose, what would you?
I'm gonna call him. Hey, what's up, Sticky Moose? I hear you're the most positive guy I've ever met. I'm a big fan, bro. Have a great day. That's it. That's like literally it. Like just troll the dude. Like, damn, bro. Like you guys just take things to like this is my vacation. I'll see you there, Marcus. We're staying at the same hotel. We're staying at the same hotel, dude. We're staying at the same hotel. We're gonna be real close, brother.
Oh, God.
I'll make you cry.
You're not real close until you wake up in the same bed, wondering, is that his arm?
Oh.
Somebody knows a little bit about spooning.
Or does he have a roll of lifesavers in his pocket?
I do only have one bed in my room, so
I feel weird.
Plenty of room, brother.
You feel
Plenty of
weird.
room.
My wife just walked out in a dress. That's weird.
Fan Expo in Dallas in 2 weeks. Frank Miller, Susan Sarandon, David Tennant. Wow.
Billy
The
Piper.
Shat, Mads Mikkelsen,
That's a very, very solid list.
Klaus
right there.
Janson, Jay Lee. I would love to meet Klaus.
William Shatner.
I
That's
love
a cool lineup.
That's cool.
William Shatner is useless.
Klaus
All he
Janson
does,
and
he
Black
takes his stuff,
Panther.
he signs,
Like-
next. That's it.
Okay, that's it.
I was with local con recently. Bill Bostwick was there. He was
And
he was,
Susan
he was,
Sarandon is just
he was
fucking cool.
autographing tidy whities.
Okay.
Oh, Barry Bostwick, right? Is that?
Hey, Brian.
He was
God damn
citing
it.
tidy whities while they were wearing
Hold
them.
on.
We have no idea what this reference is about, so we need more.
It's crickets.
I'm probably getting the. Hold on.
Hubert Murphy.
Yeah, Barry Bostwick. So he played Brad in Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh,
Just like Susan
okay.
Sarandon. Susan Sarandon
That's a
played
movie,
Janet, right?
Dirge, by the way, just in case you didn't know.
Right.
That's a movie
So-
that came out in the 70s.
That was
I didn't
spun
know
off
who
because
that
of
was.
Because of Susan Sarandon, who
I
played
know who that
Janet.
is. I didn't know that movie.
Right.
Yeah.
So Barry
Rocky
Bostwick
Horror Picture
played,
Show, baby.
played Brad. So
Yeah, he was the
at-
villain.
He was at a
in Blue
local
Beetle.
con and he would do autographs on a pair. He had packages of tidy whities and he would sign them.
Oh.
It's funny that Rocky Horror's come up because I literally this morning was watching a live performance on YouTube of it, and it's great. Like,
live performance is absolutely, but as a movie by itself, it's
bad.
You go.
I love the movie.
It's
I
fun
do.
though. It's fun to watch though. I'm
But
not gonna lie.
I made the mistake once of watching it when I had the worst hangover in history, and my friend who had never seen it had the worst hangover in history, and I put him through that, and now he can't shut up about that mistake because it is not a good hangover movie.
Well, the first time you see it, you have to see it in the theater with the live performance in front of it. Otherwise, it's just you go, "Why is this thing a thing?"
Yeah,
and you know,
it's a cult classic.
Yeah.
Like you do it in college. Like there's so many different Rocky Horror shows you can go
it's
to.
the longest running movie in theaters.
Yeah. It might actually beat out Gone with the Wind, right?
Yeah, because Rocky
Yeah,
Horror Picture
definitely.
Rocky Horror Picture Show is playing somewhere every weekend.
Somewhere. You know, as a movie, man, it's so much fun to watch, though. Like watching the movie, it's just a fun movie.
I love the production design of that movie. It just looks like the way I want
everything is so
everything
cool.
to look.
Meatloaf. Don't forget Meatloaf, man, is awesome in that movie.
I loved Meatloaf. He was in Spice Girls as a truck driver. He was a fucking shit, y'all. I loved him. And Alice, the chick that was Alice from Brady Bunch. They were both in that. It was so good.
Alice was in that movie?
Or maybe she was in the newer Brady Bunch movies that I'm remembering. And she was the old Alice was in the Brady Bunch remake movies. And then Meatloaf was the truck driver for Spice Girls, for Spice World.
Hey, Marcus, we don't talk about Fight Club.
He was great in Fight Club. You're right. He was a really dynamic performer.
Yeah,
he should have been in more roles because people surprise you. Like, in Robin Williams, he was actually like, wow,
Meatloaf was in a slasher movie called Stage Fright in like mid 2000s. It's a musical as well as a slasher movie, and it's not good.
As it should be.
That's all right.
A musical slasher. I love that. Well, I guess we sort of got that with Sweeney Todd too, but
Sweeney Todd wishes was as good as that.
Yeah. I quite like Sweeney Todd. Like, it's fun.
I was great in Fight Club.
Thelma and Louise was great. Plus Brad Pitt naked.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that Brad Pitt was in the If movie?
In the what movie?
The If movie, the Ryan Reynolds movie that came out just a couple of weeks ago. He was in If.
Oh, the big purple
Why not?
monster.
Why not? He was in Deadpool 2 too, so
Yeah. So no,
he was also in.
But that's the best part. He was invisible.
Jackass. He was in Jackass, the movie.
Until he got fried.
Meatloaf is great in general. Yeah.
He was the man.
He had a voice. He had some pipes, bro.
And I would do anything.
Oh, if you ever want to hear Meatloaf at his absolute worst, you should
listen to him now.
You should
He's
Google.
Dead.
Google
again.
Google
He said if you want to hear him at his absolute worst.
Yeah, Google Meatloaf at the AFL Grand Final.
Okay.
He actually appeared like our Aussie Rules football. He actually did the like what your Super Bowl, like your mid show
halftime show.
Thank you, Rob.
No worries.
And
Brought to you by
it
Root Beer.
was so like
just to bring it back around,
ridiculously bad.
Awesome. That sounds really good.
It's like actually like it's horrible the first time you watch it, and then the second time you just laugh how bad it is.
Like Roseanne Barr singing the national
like
anthem.
that. But like,
Roseanne singing the national anthem. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Thinking he still has a voice and he can't
Land
breathe
of
and
the
try.
free!
Yeah, it was horrible. It was hilarious, but horrible.
Yeah.
Well, any man who names himself after meat.
Well, I loved Mr. Loaf. He was a very good Meatloaf. That's a high school like nickname he got, and it's stuck with him or something.
Potentially. Double the Izzy, double the fun. It's peppermint gum.
Yeah, something happened.
Oh, Norman Rads is saying that Sound of Music actually beat out Rocky Horror, but that makes sense. That or like,
Yeah, I've never seen Sound of Music. I've always.
But is it still playing? I mean,
No.
I enjoyed him in Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny as the dad.
I'm gonna say Rocky Horror is more in theaters than Sound of Music. Around here
I
in
don't
New
know.
York, it's playing
He
everywhere.
did the research. I mean, I don't know. It could be. I was just speculating, but Australia, England, and Romania in the U.S. Real multicultural panel.
The most multicultural panel.
Who's the Romanian?
They're referring to me.
Yeah,
even
I
though
know.
I'm not from Romania.
I know, right?
I just manage people who live there.
Yep. Don't forget Puerto Rican.
I've never even been in country.
I wonder what's the, I don't even know, but what's the fucking capital of Romania?
It's
Rome.
No.
California.
California.
Silicon Valley.
I'm trying to remember because I know there's like two big cities and there's two big cities.
Bucharest.
Bucharest, yeah, that's it.
Bucharest.
Thank you. That's over by the Black Sea.
Yeah, close to Istanbul.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're close. No, it's like pretty much like there's two big cities in Romania. There's Bucharest, and it's like the old culture area and tourist area because it's over by the Black Sea, and it's got all the old. It's
a 9-hour drive.
It's a city that's been there for ever practically, and then Cluj, Cluj is the modern tech capital of.
It's a Byzantine city.
Yeah,
it really rose to its. During the Byzantine era, around the 1500s. And that's when a lot of the Muslims had conquered a good bit of sort of Eastern Europe. I'm just saying. I can imagine the architecture there is beautiful. I can imagine.
I don't know. My team doesn't like it.
Have they been? Oh, they don't like being there in Bucharest or just in Romania?
Well, they're not in Bucharest, but they don't like going to Bucharest. Yeah,
I can imagine that's probably not. It's probably a little, probably quite corrupt.
Look, I get it because you know what? I hate going to San Francisco, and when people come, it's a touristy area.
Is that what it is? Is Bucharest the San Francisco of Romania?
Well, it's their if people travel to Romania they go to Bucharest.
I thought Sacramento was the capital of California.
It is. Sacramento is the capital of California, but nobody travels to California to go to Sacramento.
No, they don't. I wouldn't.
Unless you're a railroad enthusiast, in which case the railroad museum there is fantastic. But
isn't Sacramento kind of in the middle of the state?
It's north. It's in the middle, left to right, but it's far north.
Okay, so it's closer to San Fran.
Then Los Angeles.
Gotta go.
Yes.
By Izzyverse.
Love you, Izzy.
But it's
Love you
still
guys. We're on for Thursday.
Yeah. When I go to the Sacramento con, like for example, it's like a 2-hour drive from where I live and I live in the South Bay of San Francisco.
So I actually deal a lot with people getting work visas or actually becoming citizens because I work in academia, and so science brings in everyone. It doesn't know any fucking boundaries or nationalities. It's like
as long as you follow the scientific method.
Yeah, if you science, you're cool. And so it's very multicultural, multinational, or whatever. And so I have to help a lot of people. We get a lot of folks from India. Mostly, and
a lot of people get people from India. There's a lot of them
as well. It's
it's been an area
brilliant people.
Yeah, there's a lot of education that's going on there. Highly educated folks, and you know, so there's. Yeah, no, I'm not saying.
I love to go to India. I love Indian people. They're just fucking happy. How can you be so happy?
Because the spirituality that they have there, their predominant spirituality is
that what you think it's spirituality?
Absolutely. Do you think it's anything else?
I think spirituality is different than religion, though.
Well, that's why I said spirituality, because it's
Bollywood. See, circumstances. Bollywood
you
makes me.
don't have religion without spirituality, but you can have spirituality without religion. I was being more encompassing with
I think
the term spirituality.
All of us have that, but I don't know. I think it's probably cultural. I think.
Yes,
I don't think
yes. Their culture leans heavily into their spirituality, thus breeding very happy people.
Some of the craziest Bollywood movies are.
Then why aren't we
wild.
happy?
Wildly awesome.
As our culture doesn't do that these days, it's actually the polar opposite. Like over the last 10 years, you've seen like a massive shift in our culture moving away from spirituality.
I'll just throw this one out there. They're happy because compared to us, because it's been longer since England left us. They're still celebrating. We're past it.
They're happy.
Sorry, DVH. I just thought I'd throw that one out there.
Yeah, makes
Not
sense.
that you had anything to do with it. You had no personal stake in that game.
Call it out to Victoria, Empress.
Not like DVH was sitting there ruling over parts of India.
He's like, oh.
Here's the local governor.
Yeah.
All of those countries are worried about Russia. Yeah, I'm worried about Russia. So yeah, it gets super hot, like Marcus said. So like they have a monsoon season, and like it gets crazy hot. It's like
the heat index is worse though because it's.
So I have friends that are Indian, and they'll go over and see their family for 3 months in the summers, and they come back like 40 pounds lighter because they just sweat and it's so hot.
Yeah, I did not know that.
That's why Bollywood movies are so long, is because people go
some of them are so awesome.
Really extended amounts of time because they're air conditioned, and that they get their money's worth, as it were.
Yeah. Shout out to Netflix for having some wild Bollywood movies. That they have some gems on there.
I love Bollywood.
That's what I'm saying. Like the crazy ones. Like I watched the one where the dude was like, there's a whole bunch of clones of him. I forget what it was called, but there was a bunch of clones of him, and he would like form like a transformer of himself from being a bunch of little clones. He was like a nanobite body. It was wild. It's wild. They're fun, man. That's what was playing when we went to see the Flash movie. There was a Bollywood movie playing right next to us, and the whole theater was jumping at Heroes Con last year. It was so loud next to us when we were watching the Flash.
When I was at university, I had a friend that only did the first year, and he took all the money he got from the government and just decided to go to India, right, instead of going to the second year. And he got off the plane, walks out, and somebody said, "You're a very white guy. Do you want to be in a Bollywood movie?" And I actually bought the movie he's in. He played an FBI agent, but because he's white. Like that's the only reason I say that, because he also had dreadlocks. Yeah. Like, so he was an FBI agent with dreadlocks, and it's only for about 4 or 5 minutes, but I thought that was amazing that you could literally get off the plane and be put into a movie. It was mad. Yeah. The film's called Chocolate, if anybody's interested. It's a Bollywood movie.
Nice. I'm gonna bounce out, guys. My headphones are gonna die. So.
All right, Jersey boy. Enjoy your day.
Beautiful day. Love you guys. Yeah.
Have a good one.
I know. I love you guys. See you later.
DVH knows.
Don't be getting into fights with Sticky Goose.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Hot topic there. Hot topic.
I don't know. It is like I don't even know what it means. It's really just not even a thing for me.
No. I want to remind everybody, in case you missed it earlier, us as the entity Comics Curing Cancer announced our next big announcements, which is a shared exclusive book we have with Big Time Collectibles that we'll be selling at Heroes Con. Beautiful Sonic the Hedgehog issue number 69 by the legendary Mikos Tuayon. Big shout out and thank you to Big Time Collectibles for donating the book, the art that is making it possible. Nelson and BTC are huge day one supporters of Comics Curing Cancer. Make sure you check out the pinned comment in the chat. If you cannot make it to Heroes Con, we have a very limited number we put up for pre-sale today to cater to those that would love to support that will not be there to pick up a copy. The art book will not have a pre-sale. This does. So if you Get in where you fit in. Beautiful book.
It took us extra to make sure we got issue 69, dude.
Nice.
Marcus.
We're at booth 1769 with Sonic
Like
issue
that synergy.
69.
Yeah.
So
did BTC do all the legwork for that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
The only thing that he
They're
did,
brilliant.
The only thing we did was we chased Nelson every once in a while.
Right.
Yeah,
and that was really just me and my OCD and Mark being the middleman and having to go, we got an OCD guy here.
I was messing with, hey man, look, Rob messaged me, and he's like, there's numerous times he's like, everything's cool. Tell Rob to breathe.
I just like to say that Legion of Comics and Ron Fat Stacks are excellent marketers and do a great job promoting good things that they support. And yeah,
said by the third head. Said by
the biggest pervert in America. No, just kidding, DJ.
Hey, Justin made it after all. What is going on, homie?
What's up, Justin?
Hello.
Welcome.
Did you have a good birthday?
I did. Definitely did.
How old did you turn?
24.
Hell yeah.
You're basically dead, man. You should just give up.
Strip club?
My son turns 24. Jesus.
He's a young buck.
Is that your older or younger, Rob?
My older. My youngest will be turning 21. Next birthday's 21, I think. Yeah.
Chris Claremont X-Men.
I don't know what GV is, but what are you reading, Justin? Hit us with the list. You had a giant stack for your birthday, as well as, was it just one movie, Noah?
I think GV was Gore of It All.
Yep, because I got the graphic novel, so I was like, might as well get the movie too. Even
You
though
got the graphic novel for Darren Aronofsky's Noah?
Yeah.
My underwear is 24.
I didn't even know that they did an adaptation for that.
From Image too.
Is it of the Russell Crowe film?
I assume so, because it came out around the time that the film did.
Can you flip through toward the back to see if the Nephilim are in there? The big rock creature, the cursed fallen angels? That was like the most interesting part about Darren's take on it, was that he chose to include that because a lot of people, especially down here where I live and where I was raised, which is like very like stereotypical fundamentalist Christian, you know,
crazy Bible
no,
Belt.
absolutely not crazy fundamental Christians.
Yes, I grew up there too in
Yeah,
Bible
but
Belt.
like you just because your church handled snakes doesn't mean that all of them do, Caroline.
Oh shit!
But,
But I liked drinking strychnine. I never died.
But what they don't typically teach, and what I thought was absolutely fascinating when I got older, like I read the Bible cover to cover, like as a book when I was when I think it was like 2013 the first time I did it. I did it again in like 2019, and one thing that stands out that just piques your interest, because if you take the religion out of it and just read it as a historical book, as a storybook, there's different ways you can read it as well. And one thing that just stood out as ridiculously interesting was the Nephilim and how that is in the Bible numerous times. And one thing that you don't really get in the Noah's Ark story in church or Bible school and stuff is that aspect of it, is like the sons of God coming down and mating with the daughters of man, creating this race of giants, which David and Goliath was like the last living descendant of that. And it was like the whole thing that sparked the idea of God wanting to do the worldwide flood. But it's like absolutely in there, like clear as day, numerous times.
I personally preferred the prophecy where the angelic war and none of the souls are getting in. Oh wait, that wasn't the Bible. That was just.
I like hippie Jesus. That Second Testament, he forgave.
He forgave.
He forgave. He wasn't as mean. No, God had a splinter in his paw in the First Testament. He's drunk.
He's talking Anunnaki.
We're talking about prophecy.
And if you're a big fan of giants and Anunnaki, do not forget to check out the brand new episode of the Y-Files that dropped last night, talking about the giants of was it Bala? It was a fantastic episode. Me and Finn watched it last night.
Oh.
I haven't read anything about Stalingrad fiction-wise. Is Stalingrad St. Petersburg, or is that different? What is Stalingrad?
Mom, do you like it now?
Malta, there it is. Yep.
Volgograd. Volgograd.
Ready when you are.
Still trying to find
When
it.
You're not ready. Spiritually. Spiritual conversation day.
Yeah, we're tickling
Right.
all those bits and pieces.
I'll get them here. What color?
You know what? I'm going to tell my
I'll let
kid
you-
that the Bible is Lion King. I'm just going to show him Lion King and be like, that's the Bible.
Not the lion when we in the wardrobe.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a thought and a conversation that I had in my household about like approaching stuff with. I think for me, for my household, it's just teaching critical thinking and giving them the exposure and access to stuff and letting them discover on their own. I don't want to steer their train of thought or their way of thinking and believing one way or another. I think that journey is important just as much
Leave
as
that
the
to me.
point where you find yourself.
Just leave it to me. Send them my way. I'll take care of it.
Well, at any point, that's literally what the Bible says. Send them to me when they're young, and we'll make men. But
so we can indoctrinate.
That's exactly the thing, and that goes so many different ways. You can indoctrinate them into it, out of it, and you can ruin someone's.
Yeah, I know. That's how How do you think we get racism? Kids are born racist. Teach them to hate.
Yeah. Or unfortunately, some people just develop it. Some people are just grow up to be
developed
bad
a hate
product of your environment. You're not
developed
born.
a hate for volumes 3, 4, and 5 of Amazing Spider-Man after volume 2 when they took Mary Jane away from Peter.
You're a scientist.
I learned to hate that.
I know I am.
You know some of the innate qualities of our nature is to be tribal, is to be suspect of people. There's all kinds of stuff embedded in us that we actually have to actively act against to be better people.
But I also know that we have like a mammalian part of our brain, but then we have this prefrontal cortex that no other mammals, there's more developed than any other mammal. And so with the ability of that critical thinking, we can also recognize that some of these innate natural behaviors are actually counterintuitive to social progress.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We have the ability to step past it, but that's where you have some people that unfortunately, some people just don't put enough effort into life, I think, and they just fall back too much on their instinctual feelings about stuff. That's a little uncomfortable. I hate it. That's a little uncomfortable. Oh, I'm curious. So there's different routes. People go into I'm curious and
or I hate it.
Yeah, and then some people just they feel uncomfort and they just their fight or flight takes them over. It's weird.
Meanwhile, we mourn the loss of DVH. We'll miss you, brother.
One for DVH.
My guess is his phone probably died or something.
Canadian survivalists made an interesting trust is more valuable than love. And in some ways I can see that. I get it.
Can you have true love without trust?
Because I mean, that's another good question. Fat Stacks. It's like, I think you probably do have to.
I guess it depends upon the love. There's certain love that you may have irregardless of trust, but because there are people who violate your trust that you still end up loving, especially parents have that issue sometimes where kids will still love their, despite parents maybe doing things that they shouldn't and stuff. But as far as outside of your familiar love, I mean, I think you can't have trust without, you can't have one without the other.
Going back to that Spider-Man thing, is there a character they have screwed over worse than Spider-Man from Marvel Comics?
Who?
You can make the argument that Superman went through a rough patch during the Bendis era.
He said Marvel.
I'm talking Marvel. Is there a character that's screwed over worse than Spider-Man?
Especially you want to bring it to DC, we understand, Mark.
Yeah, the only other person that can even hold a candle is the conversation of the Bendis Superman, but that still is trumped heavily by Spider-Man. He holds
at least Bendis is gone from Superman. We got what I've heard, the current run is amazing from Superman.
But Spider-Man's gone through numerous different creatives, and they still drag him through the mud.
Yeah. Unless you're Ultimate Spider-Man, you don't have anything like. I heard the new run of Spider-Man is terrible, and
Ultimate Spider-Man. The only thing we can say is that we're only just now 5 issues in, and so far we're still cautiously optimistic.
What is going on, Perry?
Oh.
What's up, Vogs?
Or buy, I mean.
Excuse me.
Y'all, have y'all ever played Fortnite? I've never done it until
No, but I see where
got
you
peanuts
and
out
Mike
here
are wreaking havoc. He was posting where y'all are getting like victories and achievements and
For 5
So-
seconds 2 years ago,
It
was
brought
about
me back to my
the longest I played.
N64 days. Like, sorry, Justin, I just go ahead, buddy.
Like 5 seconds 2 years ago was the longest I ever played.
Yeah, so I've never played until a few weeks ago, and like I cut my teeth on first person shooter 007 GoldenEye, like loved it. Okay, now granted, Fortnite is third person, but it's very much a similar kind of thing. And Esteban, you should get on with this, man. I will add you, Esteban. It's so fun. I just like killing people. Hell no, I'm just playing Midnight Suns.
Clip that, by the way. Just I want that.
Hell no, I just love killing
enjoy
people.
Yeah. I'm gonna use
No,
that in
it's
her
a-
trial. Did you not?
On video games, I like video game violence because it prevents real life violence for me. That's right. That's right.
I need an outlet. I'm gonna kill people one way or the other. It's just a question of whether it's in video game or in real life.
Metroid Prime is great. Metroid's great. Metroid used to scare me as a little kid. Back when here, I'll write my little name in here, Esteban, because we can kill together, my friends. Yeah, it's fun. It's mindless, but it's actually not mindless. I have to think like a boy because it's more like war stuff, and so you have to think about like strategies and like how to fool people, which I feel like is more war game kind of stuff. Once upon a time, people thought first-person shooter could be more than killing people. Oh my God, chaos! Don't try to make me feel guilty. It's not more. There's nothing more. What, Portal? I like Portal. It's fun.
Why did I do that? That's because I wanted to see it.
Monkey's so fucking cute, dude. Sorry.
Can you hear?
She's so cute. It kills me. Yeah. He's a little cutie. I don't know how you did it, Mark, but you got a sweet little family there, brother.
Oh, have you seen his wife? That's how.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a really lovely family.
That's how
I
he did
agree.
it.
Yeah. Cute little nuggets. I can't hate on that. Can't hate. Gotta appreciate and congratulate and celebrate.
In '98, we all rotate.
That's right.
Then you gotta go get socks. Why are you making in the house with this for?
Try not to hate. Love your mate.
If not, master.
Oh, I don't remember that being part of the lyrics, but okay.
Socks.
Don't go to ComicX.
Again.
Call probate. Check your prostate.
Wow.
I've been playing Deviant new free game more like Call of Duty like. So that's another one that I've heard is Call of Duty, but it seems more like it's war. And you for real just do like that kind of thing. Kill people stuff. This is where like you can be like I have a Silver Surfer skin and like a Hella skin, and like I can kill people as Donatello if I want. That's fun.
Oh, there it is. So you can hallucinate, designate, meditate, alleviate, try not to hate, love your mate. Don't suffocate in your hate. Designate your love as fate. The one world state as human freight. The number 8, a white-black state, a gentle trait, a broken crate.
Look at you guys singing Aussie stuff.
That's right. A heavyweight or just too late. Like Pretty Kate. Has sex ornate. Now devastate, appreciate, depreciate, fabricate. Yeah, anyways, and it goes on. There's a lot of rhyming in that song. To liberate, to fascinate, and deviate, reinstate, liberate, to liberate, liberate,
How old is Monkey? He's gonna be going to kindergarten soon, right?
Finn just graduated kindergarten this year, and Monker's just finished her first year of. She just finished her first year of preschool this year.
She's really verbal for someone so young.
Yeah, I can't get her to shut up.
No, it's good, Mark.
Have you tried duct tape? Silence is golden, but duct tape is silver.
I mean, you're good. You're good at distractions. You know, you're a dad. You can give her little distraction missions, and it'll kind of quiet her down. It's all about creativity with kids.
I'm not talking about it. I'll think about it. How about that? Okay.
Fucking parents, I'll think about it. Or ask
I
your
know
mom.
what you said.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
We're not in front of a judge.
Look at your hair. You got a hat? Finn?
Maybe, but if you ask again, it's a no. One of those things.
Go look in the mirror real quick at your hair, bud. Go look in
Maybe
the mirror.
one day.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see.
I just said that one.
Monkey.
Yeah, of course. You say hey to everyone.
Hey, monkey.
I think she needs to be the channel rep now.
And they drink all of it.
You can drink all of it. I don't care.
You
Lucky
can get
for
a new one, right?
yeah, lucky for you. I pay the water bill around here.
Talk about emotional
All
blackmail.
three in the fridge too.
As you say that, she takes the biggest slow.
New one, right?
Yeah. What's on everyone's agenda for this weekend?
Oh man, I've got so much.
Dale suspense.
You know what? I'm gonna go to the con. I'm gonna go to this Nashville con because I just got done moving. My body hurts, and I want to do something I enjoy. That's
There
what
you go.
I'm gonna go down to the convention center and walk around. I know there's a couple people I know that's gonna be there. So
Hey, real quick, I do want to let everyone know y'all need to check out this page called To Infinity on Instagram and all social medias. It's an independent film. It's a live action, like gritty Toy Story movie, but Andrew Lincoln is playing Woody. John Bernthal is playing Buzz Lightyear. Like they just got Bernthal in, and it's going to be 100% free. It will be in theaters, but because it's like that's how you have to do these things, you can't sell it. But they're finally getting like promo stuff up, like with the actual actors and stuff. It looks amazing. Like it looks really, 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 really good. But I think that's such an interesting and cool way because movies are evolving heavily, especially with what's happening with box offices and everything. So for this, I think this is going to be really cool.
you know, when you say that about, you know, kind of the box office is really just sort of going in a weird place. I've seen a lot of really awesome personal low budget or personal budget people make shit for Lord of the Rings content, and it'd be really good. Like there's like Ride of the Rohirrim and something else, but there's some good ones, and it's like, yeah, it's low budget, but at least they're making content that people have been asking for fucking ever.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a shift where not necessarily the fact that it's low budget, but just when you're not working with those budgets, you're putting it into the story and into the characters versus into this flashy shit that people are just, you know, computers flashy effects were cool for a long time because they were new. You haven't seen all this. Yeah, but now it's just like so par for the course. There's nothing like,
Anybody
oh my God, she just jumped off of the top of a building and these explode. Like, but yeah, there's no like meaning behind a lot of this stuff happening anymore. But people are thirsty for that meaning and stuff.
Wow.
Yes.
You know what?
People are thirsty for meaning, period.
I was just
Can you move yours? God, don't wait later. So
I was just looking on my movie app or whatever because there was something about a movie
Real
that was
quick,
for free.
I'm not hate to interrupt you, Rob. I'm taking the family go get breakfast. You got the helm.
All right, we go play a little bit longer. I was looking at my app for Cinemark, whatever, because there was something about some movie that was free. But now I'm like, there's a thing in here like, and this just seems absolutely insane to me. Now available for home delivery, you can get movie snacks and stuff delivered to your home via Uber Eats and stuff. Like, I want to pay for overpriced popcorn to have it delivered to my home when I could just throw a bag in the freaking microwave.
Yeah, which is going to be cold and soggy and shit when it gets there.
Yeah. Gee, could I please order a $15 Snickers bar to have delivered to my home? That would be phenomenal.
Yeah, you're right. Aggressively relaxing. And, you know, the music industry is still not quite healthy. It's going through a big purge right now, as we all have been seeing.
The purge.
Yeah, it's apparently I didn't realize the music industry could be so afoot rife for money laundering things and other less savory ways of making money that are not necessarily legal.
You ever, on a complete non sequitur, because I just resetting my news feed, like to peruse the news, and I'm always curious sometimes when headlines and photos that are used together just don't jive, right? And
Cognitive dissonance. That's
yeah,
what the
so
fucking
like
press
I have this
drives.
picture of this gentleman right here, right? Okay, and the story says a 35-year-old Chinese man has been tagged.
It doesn't quite match, does it?
Yeah.
One, he doesn't look
Some things are
35,
missed.
and two,
He
yeah.
doesn't look Chinese. Huh.
Strangest looking Chinese man I've ever seen.
But he's been tagged as the alleged mastermind behind some gargantuan something or other. Gargantuan bonnet used to steal billions of zombie computers. Yeah.
I wish I could have think of something like that. Why
Apparently
can't I?
that's actually FBI director. But, it's just like...
Yeah, that's Christopher Ray, I'm pretty sure.
But you put that image with that headline, and it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's Christopher Ray. That AI fucked up. Budgets are overblown with tax fraud. No, you're right. Aggressively relaxing, including our own local, federal, state budgets. Let's not kid ourselves. The Pentagon has never had to justify or account for all the excess money that just disappears from it. They're just like, and nobody holds them accountable.
Hey, it's all about...
It's the cheese mines, probably, and the aliens.
Spend money, but we need to cut taxes.
Yeah.
I don't know how we cut revenue and increase spending and expect that to be...
Well, Rob, we crushed the middle class. We squeezed them out of existence.
Believe you me, I know.
I know, me too.
I was complaining about this. So, recently, because of the last several years, ever since the last round of tax cuts, when my annual tax bill went up $7,000.
Yeah.
And so I've been having to
tax cut for you.
Went from having my taxes covered by what my withholdings were to having to pay $7,000 or more at the end of the year. So I just finally this year I said, you know what? Forget this. I'll adjust my withholdings. So that means I'm having to withhold about $500 a paycheck out of my my paycheck in order to cover the taxes, right? So
yeah, just to come out even.
So I'm doing that, and I'm going okay, I'm going to do that. It's going to suck short term, but ultimately, we were expecting we were expecting a 10% raise, and then they just announced it. Oh, you know what? We're not able to do the 10% raise this year. We're going to have to delay that a year, and in order to avoid doing layoffs. So it's okay, you get to keep your job. You're not getting that. Now it's okay, great. That was I was actually, for once in my life, actually hoping for that 10% raise to cover the increased withholdings amount. But that's what I told my wife. I said, I guess we're going to have to be a little bit more frugal than usual.
Cut that Tillamook, the Tillamook ice cream.
That's right. I'm going to have regular old Breyers.
I know, it's going to suck for a minute.
Or maybe a Lucerne, which is the local store brand here for dairy, the local dairy.
I hate that for you.
What are you going to do? I'll have to eat a little more hamburger instead of brisket.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm looking at the ads.
So I went to LSU, and it was actually an A&M college in Baton Rouge or whatever. And because they had so there was things called Swine Palace, and it was just this big ag center that you would show your livestock or do those kind of shows in. But next to it, they had a dairy store. So the actual university had, from their own cattle, the university's cattle, they would have dairy products and ice cream and things like that.
Nice.
And I would go, and get the university ice cream from the actual, livestock that they had just down the road.
That's great. All my university had was a pub.
I hate that for you. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they closed the pub, and I dropped out.
Well, okay. We see what you were there for.
What was the point of it going to class if I can't stop in quick and get a pint in between
So at
sessions.
LSU, they didn't have that. But when I went to the University of Nottingham in England for a semester, every dorm had their own pub downstairs. And there were 13 living facilities on campus, but there were only 12 pubs. But the thing was to do the university pub crawl, where you gotta like do a drink at every single one of these. Like I was in Sherwood Hall, but you had to go to each hall and do a drink. I made it through like maybe 6, and then it was just.
See, I liked my first year. I was at the military college, and it was a dry campus in theory, but all the a lot of the buildings were up on this parade ground. But the first floor on the front side of the building was below ground. On the back side, it was the ground level because it was on slopes, and so they had these concrete kind of cutouts around the windows. So that way, during the springtime, whatever, when it was there, you could open up your window, get fresh air, you could get natural light in. You weren't living in the basement on that side, right? But in the winter, snow would fill up those wells around the windows, and so the upperclassmen that would have those buildings, have those rooms, they would dig little snow. Dig in the snow to stick their beers inside the snow and then cover them up. So that way, inspection goes, oh no, there's no beer in the room, and they could honestly say there's no beer in the room, but it's all right. It was right in the snow, and they kept icy cold.
Yeah, we had to do that. I remember dorm inspections, but they weren't ever really that close because it's like we just put the liquor in the freezer of our little thing.
You weren't at military school.
Yeah.
Our
Put some peas over it.
Our inspections were a little different.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's pretty thorough.
Yeah.
It's still a law in Montana. If a student brings their horse to school, the principal has to take care of your horse while it's your class. Don't you love those sort of obsolete laws? There's some weird ones. I'm also from a community where I stood around with a group of other people just admiring until someone said, I mean, there's no doubt that that's a good looking goat. Well, I think I came from the similar community, but instead it was like a cow. But I feel you.
All right, gotta head out.
All right.
All right, mate.
Take care,
Take it
Justin.
easy.
What do you got going on this weekend, Simon?
Not a lot. Well, yeah, I had today's obviously Friday for me too now. But actually, sorry, no, it's Saturday now.
Saturday for you
yeah, I had the day. I took the day off work.
Awesome.
Just to try and get some rest and relax and whatever, and then went out to dinner with Simon, Sarah, and Sean.
Yeah,
and obviously the other half.
The better half.
The better half, of course. Thank you. So yeah, that was fun because I wanted to catch up with Sean before he went to Heroes. So so yeah, we did that, and then I don't know what we're gonna do. We might just do a bit of running around, do some errands and stuff tomorrow, and then obviously Outback will be on Sunday for me. So
how long will they be in the States for? Or Sean?
I know Dave from Still Only 35 Cents. I think he's only going pretty much for like the weekend just to go to Heroes. But I know Sean is actually going to be in the States for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that would be worth it. Because it's a hell. I would be so grumpy doing like some 18-hour flight just for a couple of days.
Keep going.
24, 22.
Yeah, it ends up being almost a full day.
Because they're gonna go from Australia probably to California and then catch another flight.
Oh, this is the weird thing. We're actually talking about it on the live stream last night. So Dave has actually got a flight from Melbourne direct to Dallas. I didn't even know we could fly to Dallas,
Texas.
Yeah. So
Dallas is a big hub.
Okay.
So straight from Melbourne to Dallas and then to Charlotte, whereas Sean is going from Melbourne to Toronto, and then from Toronto to Dallas, and then from Dallas to Charlotte.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
maybe a bit cheaper. Maybe it was a little cheaper, but
yeah, I don't. Yeah,
he's gonna be in a shit ass mood.
You could have gone from Melbourne to San Francisco, and then San Francisco to Charlotte.
Well, when I looked at it, when we were talking about it, freaking like last year or whatever like that. Like the flight told me if I was to do it, to go from Melbourne to LA, LA to Dallas, and then Dallas to Charlotte.
Yeah, see, I have a direct flight out of San Francisco to Charlotte. There's not a lot of them, but there is, which is why I have to catch my flight so freaking early in the morning. But I'd rather fly direct and only be on the plane for 5 hours than to fly have to deal 8. Well, even from California to there, if I have connecting flights and stuff, all of a sudden it starts becoming 7.5 to 8 hours of travel versus
the connecting
5
flights.
hours. Yeah, versus 5 hours on a one way.
Like directs are better, but sometimes the price is just like.
And that's the thing. Like I've never been overseas, so I don't even know how I would cope with a long flight. Like the longest flight I've ever been on is like 2 hours or 3 hours at most. So
you got to get up, move around. You try to sleep on a flight.
Yeah,
I mean, when I do mine, which is just this one, San Francisco to Charlotte, it's not that bad as far as price if you're compared to the when it's indirect or where you have a one stop or something. But that's only if I'm flying coach. I mean, I pay more because I'm paying to fly first, which then gives me more. It's much more comfortable when I'm on a flight for 5 hours to be on.
Yeah, I think the flight that I took, like from New York to England, it was about 11 hours or something. It was a lot.
If I go international, I got to go at least business class. That's just I couldn't. I need to space.
And unless you do your cruise that you want to do.
Oh yeah, that's how. Actually, my wife was asking me about the cruise after the. It's hilarious. It's like my next cruise is next year, and then she was talking about what cruise are we going to do after that. I'm like, oh,
she likes her cruises.
Right. Well, she's like thinking I'm just doing the math, and I'm thinking that we're coming up on. It'll be time. The next time we go to do one, it'll be about time for our 30th anniversary, and I'm like, okay. So, well, where did you want to go? Because I know she has this concept in her mind that we're going to take the cruise from San Francisco that goes all the way around the Pacific and it ends up in repositions into Sydney. And I'm like, oh, fine. But the goal with that was always like after we hit our black status where we get free laundry and stuff. And I don't get free laundry.
Because you got friends up in Queensland as well, don't you? In Brisbane.
Yeah. We got friends in Sydney and in Queensland and
Melbourne,
and down in Townsville. Down in Townsville.
Oh my god. The far that's croc country, that is.
But it's like she goes, well, I was thinking about we cruise to Europe. I'm like, wow, cruise to Europe. That's too. Thanks, dear. I don't know if she means like actually taking the ship across the Atlantic, or she means like flying over to Europe and then cruising around Europe. I'm not sure what.
So I think the one to Australia is pretty much like island hopping, isn't it?
Yeah. So it goes like I think it goes as
like
I recall.
Vanuatu and
it goes to Hawaii, and then it goes. It goes ends up in it goes by the South Pacific, all the various islands and whatnot, and then eventually ends in Sydney, and then that ship then becomes the for that season does the Australia New Zealand cruises format. So what happens is because you take that repositioning cruise, then you can stay on the ship. You don't have to get off, and you can take the Australia New Zealand cruise without having to even leave your stateroom or anything. You can stay right in there, and then afterwards you get off. Then you can hang out in Australia however long you want with your friends before you then have to fly home. Well, I guess not however long, whatever. I don't know what the visa stay allows in Australia or what those rules are, but I'd have to look into that before I go there.
I don't think it's as strict as some countries.
Yeah, I'm sure they go, oh, Americans, you coming with money? Sure, why not?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, well, obviously, like the relationship between, like, especially like NATO countries, and then you got your Commonwealth countries and all that sort of stuff. It's like, or if you want to go, the old Axis and Allies type stuff. There's a lot more leniency with that sort of thing. So,
yeah, Yep.
Mm.
Well,
have you
anyways,
guys, have you guys been to Europe? Either of you?
no,
I've never been out of Australia.
Oh, okay.
Aside from my cruises where I've landed in Mexico and for short excursions and Canada for short excursions, I too have really not left the United States. In reality,
Gotcha.
there's so much to see here. For God's sakes, I mean, it's like, I mean,
Well,
see,
I've
that
never
makes
seen
sense.
I've never seen all of Australia either. Like not obviously every single inch of it, but I've never been to every. There's still one state I haven't been to, which it's like a hot sort of state, so I'm not really sort of in a
yeah, but you
motivation
only
to
have
do
a
it.
handful. We got 50 of them.
Yeah. Whereas, like, there are things in that state I wouldn't mind seeing because you have beautiful, like, national rainforest and, like, sort of, it's croc country, but yeah, there's a protected forest up there and nature reserve called Kakadu. That's absolutely gorgeous. I'd like to see Uluru, which is in old school terms as Ayers Rock, that big ass red rock in the middle of nowhere.
You'd be another cock and a frock and a rock.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Except the only thing is you're not allowed to climb it anymore, or you're not allowed to walk up it anymore because of
That's right.
the indigenous
Erosion.
peoples and all that and erosion and all that sort of stuff. So, but I'd still love to see it in person.
I just thought I'd throw the reference out there, show how cultured I am.
Well, you got the root part earlier, quite well. So
Yeah, you know where I got that from of all people, where I learned that from was from Henry Rollins.
Oh shit! I thought you were going to say Beckerman for a second, then, because I know
No. Henry Rollins.
It was either was it Henry Rollins or Beckerman? That needs to be a question, like a whole game show.
Henry Rollins does a lot of spoken word stuff, and he talks about, and a lot of his stories and stuff are about his time touring, and it's always fascinating because he was a big enough singer to get, in some places, get that big rock star experience, but at the same time he was never that big that he got the true full-blown rock star experience. So he got to observe. He has this kind of in-between observance of what the things are, and he makes a lot of these conversations. And he talks. It was one thing where he was talking about Australia, and he was talking about he was talking about rooting, or he's talking about that. He's doing a story about condos. He said talking about like condoms being called condos or something, and then fancying a root, and like it's like how exciting is that story? Hey baby, you fancy a root? And just like those. And it went into it, and then I won't even get in the rest of the story because what he was talking about with the condoms gets really kind of disgusting. But yeah, a little bit,
We actually the most common name for him over here is dinger or dingers. So you've got any dingers? I haven't got any in my wallet.
That he also does a great story about visiting England and stuff, and he's like, like they call and say, you want to come outside and play a concert in the rain? Oh, hold on, I'll be right there.
Never Europe, huh? Comic Cat, where are some places that you listed?
11 countries. He must have been.
Yeah, he was with a service.
Must have been.
Bet you haven't been to Australia though, Chris.
Hey, Carrie.
Yeah.
Mom's about to trying to outperform Iggy Pop.
That his story about like airports, man, and like listening. There's a whole bit about like listening to the announcements in the airport, and like so and so answered White Curtis' phone, and he's like, I heard so you hear people with famous names get called. He's like Mr. James Brown to the White Courtesy phone, and he's like, what? Trying to look around.
So I've heard Europeans say like they understand like why Americans would not leave America because there's so much, it's so huge that like
only ones that have come here. Usually you hear when people, a lot of times when you hear people, Europeans talk about Americans not traveling, they wonder why we don't travel more than else. But then the ones that come here, they go like, oh, I get it now.
It's a fucking continent. It's not like this little bitty turd.
Your states are like other countries, and
their island is like a state to us. Like it's like a Texas.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I have goals. I'd like to see all 50 states at some point. But
How many states do you think you have seen? Even in passing?
Well, so there's different things. There's states I've seen, and then there's actually my real goal, which should be quite crude, is just to have sex with my wife in every state.
I remember you mentioning that once before.
And
I thought you only had sex twice, and that was to have your babies.
No, I'm not Catholic, or Christian, or whatever. I don't know. So I have a tracker that tracks. Actually, you punch on which state. So I have a ways to go still.
Okay, so you've been in South America and sort of Central and South America.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I know I will end up in Europe at some point, because at some point, I will be ending up probably having to travel to Europe, to travel to Romania, since half my team is based there. I've been petitioning for it, but every time I start to get traction, then there's some budget crunch, and they shut down unnecessary travel, and my travel to there is deemed unnecessary. The last time it came up, they tried to say, well, why don't you just have your team come here? And I'm thinking to myself, it's going to be less expensive to send one person from the United States to Romania and have me stay in Romania, where things are much, much cheaper, than it is for me to have 3 people fly from Romania to the U.S. and then stay here in the States.
Right.
But
yeah, what's this? A few years back, we had an Australian soldier stationed here for about 3 years. While he was here, he visited all of the states. He said there were very few countries that he hadn't visited. Okay.
Talk on
I think I've only been to Scotland, very briefly, North Ireland, Wales, USA, France, Paul. Nice.
I've been to France and Italy and Switzerland and Austria and in Britain and Amsterdam.
What makes it also challenging is the cost, because like here, compared to when I talk to my team in Romania, it's like there's lots of like inexpensive flights where they can fly from one country to another country and everything else. Whereas like here, if I even want to fly
a state,
within the state, all of a sudden, like for a family, I want to fly. Me and my wife want to go down to LA, and we're going to fly down there and back. It's going to be $400 to $500 round trip.
Listen to this, Rob. So when I was in England, we took like a 4 or 5 day trip to Amsterdam. Like that's the Netherlands. So sorry, but like it was €45 round trip to go. Yeah, I mean, boom. But it was also a 45 minutes like flight. So it wasn't expensive, it wasn't fast, or it wasn't long or whatever. So it was just boom. You only went to the airport in Amsterdam? Okay.
I got one of my team members, my team lead over in Romania. She like this weekend, she's like, oh yeah, we're going to Holland for the weekend because they got a friend who's got a bachelor party. She's going over there for the bachelor because doesn't cost much to go over there, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna fly to Holland for the bachelor party, and I'll be back, and then the next day I'll go here, and like, what the hell? Okay, take a train to London, Venice. Yeah.
London is really easy to navigate. Paris is super easy to navigate. Paris is metro, like it's like the underground for Britain. But yeah, like even for really stupid people like me, like an American, I could easily navigate either of those cities because their transportation systems are so great. You can navigate across Europe, most of Western Europe and Eastern. You could just navigate easily because their public transit systems are excellent.
Yep.
And their railways are super complex.
We'd love to have you, Dale.
Yeah, my wife, like I said, my wife says we're going, but it's all about when. Yeah. Right now, the main important thing is still got 2 more years of
I was gonna say get the kids out of college and
hopefully on their own, and so that way my money is my money. Yeah,
there you go.
Well, and the government's money. I forget. Yeah,
true.
65% of it at least, whatever it is.
All right, I got to get out of here, guys. I got to start.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up here because it's got to be getting close to late for Mad Spidey. I'm
1:15 in the morning.
I've technically been on the clock working for the last 2 hours. I have actually been working on the background check, but it's like,
mind the gap. Yeah. All right,
Anywho,
guys.
what you got?
Thank-
Anything coming up for you, Lady F? Other than oh yeah, you're going to the con this weekend. Now you're thinking.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to this
Congratulations
next
on the new
one.
place.
Appreciate you.
We look forward to getting to see all the setup.
Yeah, I hope I
Come on.
get that.
Hopefully, you didn't have to move all those boxes yourself.
Not working now.
No, I didn't.
Oh, there we go.
I hired people.
Good for you.
Yeah, I didn't want any family drama or anything like that. So it's like if you pay a small lump of money, you can keep your relationships intact.
Yeah, no, you know what? For the last several moves I did, after the first time I hired movers and didn't have to try to recruit buddies and all this other stuff, and I was like,
So much easier.
Whoa, it's worth every penny, because and here's the other thing is don't cheap and get just like, because sometimes they go like, you want 2 guys, 3 guys, whatever, and it's like they give you this cheaper rate per hour for 2, but it takes longer because 2 guys aren't. You want at least 3 guys so that way they can constantly be shuttling stuff while one guy's loading. I mean, it's just
takes a couple of hours and they're done. It's amazing.
And as all you got to stand there as they're coming in unloaded. Put that in that room. That goes in that room. That goes in that room. And
no bodily injuries. No crazy
I do
breakout
recommend
fights.
packing your own stuff. Don't let them pack your shit. But
Yeah,
as far as
get your
they'll
shit
wrap
boxed, and then
yeah.
you tell them where to put the boxes.
Yeah, they'll wrap all the furniture, and by all means, worth everywhere. All right. Excellent. Mad Spidey, how about you? Obviously, we got this tomorrow. We got Spidey's Outback.
Spidey's Outback tomorrow, yes. And that's all that's on the horizon for the present time.
Well, you just dropped a mad mail call.
Yes, I did. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things at the moment.
That's very Spidey-esque of you.
Yes. Yes, trying to get back in. Yes. I did not even mean that as a pun. I literally just meant it. Yep. Trying to get back to it. Obviously, there'll be a parcel arriving soon that I will probably do.
Probably about 2 to 3 weeks, knowing the UPS. Well, it's UPS. Actually, it's supposed to be there.
No, that UPS means it'll be under a week.
Yeah, I think it says June 6th or 7th. So was the estimated date or whatever. So
so I'll probably end up doing, because I promised Simple Simon that whenever I did the auction stuff, I would do a live stream and we would do it sort of together, obviously. So I'll probably
you're gonna get one box, and inside that box has 4 boxes, so you can break it up 1 box at a time if you want.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll see how we go with that.
Yeah. Tomorrow, Carrie's going to be on Cliff's Coffee and Comics tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's early for me, although I got up at 4 for this show, so it's hard to say that 7 a.m. is early, I suppose. And of course, Dale of Suspense will be my guest at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern on Only Slabs. So, of course, don't forget, best giveaway box on YouTube. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and joining us. We do it every Friday here on the Legion of Comics. Of course, don't forget one last time, we'll mention it, that Miko Sayan Sonic the Hedgehog exclusive variant is going to be available at Heroes Con, although there are a few copies available at the pinned link for the DJ links on the site for those of you guys who aren't going to be making it. If you are going to be at Heroes Con, we encourage you not to buy up that online stock. You'll have to pay taxes, you have to pay for shipping, all that other stuff versus buying it directly. But 100% of the sale of those items goes to Comics Curing Cancer. So thank you. Shout out to Big Time Collectibles for footing the bill and allowing us to have half the stock. Appreciate y'all. All right. Until next time, whatever he says, we are Legion. Right? Yeah. There we go.
You're not going to do the band.